Hello, Liberians. Hello, diaspora Liberians. It's July 26th celebration time. Oh, yeah. This is the event you've long been waiting for. Diaspora Liberians, get ready for a celebration like no other. The Liberian Independence Day extravaganza is here. Mark your calendar for this year's July 26th commemoration in Wolfsburg, Germany, as the European Federation of Liberian Associations, for short AFLA, presents a day full of pure blaze, from a star-studded meet and greet to a rare carpet event and on to a dazzling all-night web party and an all-Liberian case and cultural exchange, traditional food fair that will warm your heart. And let's not forget the epic sports showdown in soccer and kickball between Liberians and non-Liberian teams. But wait, there's more. Soul-stirring musical performances from trending Liberians and non-Liberian artists will light up the night. Join us for a day you will never forget. And please don't miss out. And don't forget the keynote speech by Senator Amara Kone, a distinguished Liberian figure. This event attracts Liberian and well-wishers from all around the world for a memorable celebration. Book your hotels, tickets, and souvenirs now before it's too late. VIP ticket, a table of 4 persons, is 300 euros. The easy table or the VVIP, a table of 2 persons, is for 300 euros, while the ordinary or the regular ticket is for just 50 euros. Be a part of an unforgettable experience at AFLA's celebration of the 26th. We see you there, and please bring somebody. Don't enjoy this unique occasion all alone. President Francis Mensah say, see you there, and he's joining you to celebrate the 26th. And this message is brought to you by the Media, Press, and Public Relations Office of AFLA. Hello, Liberians. Hello, diaspora Liberians. It's July 26th celebration time. Oh, yeah. This is the event you've long been waiting for. Diaspora Liberians, get ready for a celebration like no other. The Liberian Independence
We just want to do all before we go continue the show. Guys, welcome. Welcome to the Close and Acumen, man. We want to welcome you. We are here. The others will be joining us soon. Our moderator will be Lofa Julius. He'll be moderating today. He will be coming. So all right. So before we go, we just want to play some ad. Uh, some of our sponsors, some different activities that have been happening this week. So we invite you to just come with us, bear with us, and then we're going to bring on somebody from the uh, European European Federation of the Liberian Association. He's going to join us by camera. He's not going to be live, but we're going to have a very short discussion. He's going to tell us what's going on in Europe. And then next week, we're going to have a special group from the Delaware Old Timer Association on the July 26th celebration. Mr. B.M. Givler Kessley, the president, will be here on Wednesday, and he'll be here on Friday to talk about some of the festivities leading to this year, what Liberia 177 Independence Day celebration that will take place in Delaware. Also, there is a white party going on in Philadelphia. This is one of the best, I understand, that happen every year in Philadelphia. DJ Leva, Mr. Bobby Soiree, is the Ben Franklin a white party. You are on the yacht, the Ben Franklin yacht, and this is going to be happening on July 27, 2024. So we want to encourage you, if you live in the Pennsylvania area, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, everywhere, you are invited to come to this all white party. I mean, it's really big. It's really big. I mean, I haven't had the time to go there, but I'm telling you, you are invited to come. So guys, let's see if we could do this, if we can do the video, if we can. But you can contact. Yes, so this is the show. Facebook, we own no copyright to this music. We own no copyright to this music. But we just want to tell you about the all-white cruise that will be taking place on July 27th. It's going to be at Ben Franklin Yacht in Philadelphia. So Facebook, we just want disclaimer. We own no copyright to this song, but it's the all-white cruise taking place on July 27th at the Ben Franklin Yacht in Philadelphia. And it's promised to be a big, big white party commemorating Liberia Independence Day celebration. It's going to be on the Ben Franklin Yacht. It's an all-white cruise party. Boarding time is 8 p.m. Filling time 9 p.m. There will be parties, drinks, and everything going on. So we just want to bring this to you and let you know. We own no copyright to the music, but it's an all-white party that is going to be taking place. So guys, we still check up. Let me give you the number: 763-742-8491 is the number for you to check up. So guys, that's it. We'll bring our group on for our 30 minutes time with them, and then we'll get into politics. The president of Liberia today, I understand, kind of inaugurated over 20 police car that was donated to him by donated to the Liberian government by a Ghanaian businessman. But we're going to dig into this. It's a lot of stories happening, so just stay tuned with us for the next 20, 25 minutes to 30 minutes. We'll talk with a group from Europe, and then exact 5:30, we will be heading straight into the news and the views and what have you on the closing argument. So guys, welcome. Sit tight. Let me just recognize some of you guys that are watching. Thompson B. Boss, he's watching from Sydney, Australia. Welcome, my brother. James Kayata Jr., he's watching from Monrovia, Liberia, one of our faithful fans. And then we are joined by Philly Kate from London, and Jeffrey Noma. We'd like to welcome you. He's falling from the biggest area in Africa, living in bad environment right in Africa, Liberia. George Christopher Willard II. Welcome, guys. As you make your way here, we ask that you just share the closing argument. The other guys will be joining us shortly. Lofa Julius, Grace Guar, Tomalin George, Ben Sanvee, Professor Kennedy will be joining us as well. We want to begin this show and just bring up the guy from Europe. I did see some of them on. I don't see them again. But we have Stephen in the back. Stephen, can you hear us? Let me bring them in. Stephen will join us uh, uh, by I believe phone in the back and stuff like that. So we are going to start, God, with our friends from Europe. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Augusta, God to me. And welcome, Stephen Catty. Welcome to the closing argument, guys.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Henry Peabody. It's always a pleasure to be on the Liberian People, one of the Liberian People most popular platform. Uh, and I want to say thanks to the team of panelists for the level of reception. We from the European Federation of Liberian Associations, EFLA, do appreciate the opportunity to be on here and letting the Liberian people know as to what is going on in the next weekend in Germany regarding what we are here for. So let me give the opportunity to my colleague to introduce himself before I proceed any further, if that's the plan.
Great, great. Welcome, Augusta, God to me.
Okay, let me say thanks to you, Dr. Peabody, and your team of panelists. Let me say thanks to also the very loyal people that religiously follow the closing argument, which is one of the most important, platform that brings discussion and analyze it in a better way for the Liberian people to understand things that goes on around Liberia, in and out of Liberia as well. From our angle here at AFLA, we want to also appreciate all of you closing argument for what you do. We want to say thank you for all that you do. So let me say greetings to Liberia and greetings to Liberians in the diaspora.
Welcome, man. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We 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 are looking forward to have a great time with you guys, as we discussed tonight. Let's get into it. We have a whole lot to cover. Let's get into the festivity on the July 26th, Liberia 177 Independence, that will be taking place in Wolfsburg, Germany. Let's start. When does the activity start, and what are you guys going to be having?
So let me start up by saying, as you see on the stream, for those of you who are not following by social media, my name is Stephen Carley Jr. I come from Maryland County in Liberia. I am a former national youth and student leader, and I'm residing now in Europe. Now, I'm here today pretty much as the PRO of IFLA, and I'm accompanied by my colleague, Augustus Gatume, who has been very instrumental along the lines of creating most of our PR instruments. Now, talking about the reason why we're here today, let me first of all say greetings to the president of IFLA, Mr. Francis Mesa, through whom's leadership, instrumentality, we are all at this point. We want to say greetings to the board chairman of IFLA, Mr. Mark Mueller, and to all of the very strong, hardworking, tireless foot soldiers on ground in Germany that are involved with the planning, of this event. I want to say thumbs up to them. So now to begin, Reverend Dr. Peabody, um, next weekend there's going to be an event. The event is branded as the July 26th celebration, hosted by IFLA, the European Federation of Liberian Associations. But it is important to note that, as the Liberian proverb will put it, we are using one rock to kill two birds. In other words, there's going to be this annual General Assembly of IFLA. And this happens on annual basis, once every year, in other words. And it's also going to be happening simultaneously as the 26 celebrations goes on. So the events leading to these celebrations and the annual General Assembly are strategically planned, such that Friday there's going to be this meet and greet, as was earlier on indicated during our debut, appearance. And after this meet and greet, there's going to be this annual General Assembly business meeting. And it is important to inform the Liberian people that key on the agenda of IFLA's annual General Assembly business meeting we're going to be looking at our annual financial report, briefing from the presidency, IFLA project for Liberia 2024-2025. We're going to be looking at IFLA stance and action moving forward on the subject that is bordered on out-of-country voting comes 2029 elections in Liberia. So among other issues, our key issues are going to be topping the agenda of our business meeting that's going to be happening on Friday, and as well as Saturday, there's going to be games and there's going to be an indoor program. So before I conclude, while my colleague, is gearing up to deliberate on the details of the July 26th celebration happening on Saturday, it is important to note that during the indoor program on Saturday, there's going to be a fundraiser, an extraordinary fundraiser that will be done in honor of IFLA projects for Liberia 2024-2025. So on that note, I will initially submit Dr. Peabody.
All right, you guys. One thing I forgot to ask: what is your theme for this Independence Day celebration? What is the theme?
Augusta, so you can just proceed on that.
Are you there, Augusta?
So basically, while Augusta is pretty much gearing up, so the theme for this year, July 26th celebration and annual General Assembly is bordered on uniting Liberia on a desire for growth and improvement. So basically, I will, pretty much maybe I can send you, more literature. That further expatiates on the essence of the theme, but it is bordered on unifying Liberia, for the purpose of growth and progress. Yeah, Liberians in Europe. So that's the thing. If that answers your question.
I understand that you have invited some Liberian government officials that will be coming. Do you care to talk about them? Who will be coming?
For some reason, Dr. Peabody, can you be a little audible if you don't mind?
Okay, I understand there are some Liberian government officials that will be attending. Can you hear me? Can you talk about that?
Yes, certainly, most definitely. Former finance minister, former executive of the African Development Bank, and now senator of Babolu County, Honorable Amara Kone, the tough talking senator, a senator who brands himself with, chanting the cry of transparency, of our governance process. That Senator Amara Kone is going to be gracing the event. More so, he's going to be the keynote speaker, and he's going to be giving a keynote deliberation. Additionally, we're going to have the ambassador of Liberia accredited to Germany gracing the event. We're going to have assistant minister at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for European Affairs gracing the event. We're going to have Senator Sir Joseph, Senator of Monserrado County, gracing the event. amongst many other government officials and non-government officials, which does not exclude our representative to Liberia, Madam Grace, we are commonly known as Master Coin. I hope that answers your question, Dr. Peabody.
So you got all the dignitaries that will be coming. Let's talk about the activities that you have planned for next weekend. I understand the celebration begins on Friday. What do you have planned for that Friday, leading up to Saturday and Sunday? Do you care to talk? Can you talk about
Yes, most definitely. Thank you for that question. That was a silly one. So basically, Friday begins with an all-white party. The color white was selected. We believe, white represents purity, and purity, there's a sense in which purity espouse, the desire of unifying, if that's the right way to say it. So it was strategically selected, that color white. So it's going to be an all white party. It's going to be super heavy. We're going to have the best MCs around gracing the event. So after that event, of course, during the day, we're going to have this children event. It's a cultural exchange event happening in the park. And at the same time, there's going to be a traditional food fair. And this one provides an opportunity to Liberian, children born to Liberian parents in Germany to have, quote unquote, their first official introduction to the Liberian culture, the Liberian tradition, if they are not getting it at home. In other words, it's going to be very educative, informative. Part of the activities, we're going to have games, the normal Liberian games, the simple Liberian games. I'm from Maryland, so, but basically the tita-toe, the tires riding, the baya, the nayo, the jumping rope, the park hopping, the slippers game. You know what I'm saying? So all of those games that we play as kids, there's going to be a wonderful day in the park. So, and leading up to Saturday, Saturday is going to be a very super heavy one, as you may have seen advertisement regarding the tournament. So there's this tournament that is going to be happening in soccer and kickball, respectively. So among Liberian and non-Liberian teams, there are two stadiums identified and have been made ready for this tournament in the city of Wolfsburg. So it's going to be super heavy by way of sports, starting Saturday morning. And Saturday evening is going to be, of course, the indoor program. And this indoor program is going to start with a red carpet event. Of course, as delegates, say, attendees or guests, walk the red carpet, they're going to be welcomed by, an MC who's going to be doing interviews on the red carpet and stuff like that, and then the program begins, so that program is also going to be concluded by, heartfelt musical performances from trending artists, that already, gearing up for the event. So I want to stop there and maybe my colleague will take off from there.
Okay, thanks to you, Chairman Stephen Carley. And I'm sorry earlier on I had to leave because I was trying to get a very better position where I could, respond, better than where I was. So yes, Dr. Peabody, Carley has said it all. And for further details of the program, as per the PR, public relations matters, like he just ended and told you, the MC is going to do the red carpet, but side attraction to that would be interviews for eminent people,
Your phone is breaking up. Uh, uh, uh.
Yes, it's like me. I'm at the workplace, so that's why I'm not even on
All right.
camera. Camera is
Well, let's
restricted.
continue. When
He's
he
traveling from
comes,
work, I guess.
okay. When he comes back on, we definitely can bring him on. But let's continue because we don't have a lot of time. But let's talk about the prices associated with attending this activity. But before we go to that, if somebody is planning to come or haven't made a decision to come yet, what are the lodging place you have in place for them, and what are the fees associated with attending this event?
So
Come again.
now,
I didn't get
Augustus,
the. Oh, okay.
yeah. So Augustus, answer that question talking about the fees and prices for tickets.
And also lodging for them to stay, lodging.
Okay, so this program is quite a unique one. Like I said earlier on, Dr. Peabody, when I first appeared here on the program, we have a website that you can do your reservation, and that has been shared with every A-flat chapter in Europe. Every chapter has an access to Every A-flat chapter has access to the links and the website, and it's in three categories. And category one is where we have the VIP, and it's just for $300, and that is a table of 4 persons. The next table is the VVIP. It costs also 300 euros, but it's a table of 2 persons, and it comes with other incentives. It comes with benefits. There are different kinds of benefits for each of the VIP categories. And then we have the ordinary, which is the regular ticket, which is the A flat term it as the easy table. It's just for $50. It also has a
50
lot of
Europe, you mean?
things.
50 Europe.
Can you hear me?
I said, you said 50 Europe or $50?
Oh, 50 euros rather. The German hate people saying dollars. If German were here, they will scratch their eyes on me. Yeah, it's 50 euros. So that's the ordinary ticket, and it's called the other one is called the easy table. And the reason why it's easy table is because you could just combine 4 friends of 50 euros each, and you have a 300, or you have 250 and get another person to complete it. That's why the team term it as the easy table. So that's the price for tickets. And for reservation, we also have a team setup. A-Fly and the LAD, we have a team setup to assist in the process. So, example, Dr. Peabody need reservation. We have all the links of up to 50 plus different hotels. And we have links for Airbnb. We have links that comes from booking.com. We have links from different kinds of flights institutions as well, that you can do your flight booking as well and arrange flights, easy flights to and fro.
All right. But, and then also folks coming, like from other places, arriving at Wolfsburg Airport, arriving in at the train station. What mechanism have you got put in place to provide transportation?
So indeed, there's a mechanism put into place for transportation from the train station in Wolfsburg, the Wolfsburg Hauptbahnhof, and that is the central train station. There will be, transportation awaiting our guests. Taking them to their different destinations, hotels or Airbnb or guest house or whatsoever, or even individual house. So again, those transportations will be, still available to take them to the event venue. So yes, there is, a transportation architecture in place that are people, to say the least.
Okay, so are you saying that when they get to the airport, they or the train station, it's going to be free of charge, or they have to pay a fee to be transported to their lodging?
No, no, no. It's going to be free of charge.
Okay,
Absolutely free of charge.
okay,
It's free of charge, and just as Augustus Gatume, my colleague, indicated the event is truly, affordable, Dr. Peabody. The easy table strategy, trust me, can get any, ordinary person chilling as a VIP at the event.
Mhm. All right, okay, guys. But we got like 5 more minutes here. I want you guys to tell me if there's anything that we left out you would like the public to know, the people in Europe to know, and the guests coming to know. Anything you want to share on that before we take leave of you guys.
So let me just remind the public that this event is not just about July 26th celebration. It's also about an IFLA annual General Assembly, where IFLA is going to do what she does once during a year time, every year time. So this time it's happening in Germany, and it is happening currently at the same time of July 26th celebrations. It is also important to remind our folks, especially our IFLA folks, that IFLA is a very big organization. IFLA have got several, member organizations, chapter organizations spread all around Europe. And in each of these chapter organizations, there are sub chapter organizations. There are city organizations and regional organizations. So if there's stuff happening at the level of the city, the structure is such that the city make an intervention. If the city cannot put such situation under control or cannot afford the resources required to put the situation under control, then she, alerts the national organization, which is the country organization, and that's how the chain goes. And so if there's anything going on in the city, until it can hit the country level people and then get to IFLA is not going to be aware of that. So we do most of the things we do as IFLA through our chapter institutions. We want to make IFLA, and this is what the president of this institution, all of its members are committed this time around to all hands on deck to ensure that this organization is rebranded such that the organization becomes more caring for its members and become more impactful back home in Liberia, to say the least, Dr. Henry Peabody. It's always a pleasure having us on. I know this is going to be the last time for this event, but we really do appreciate it 2 times you had us on to let the public know about our event, Dr. Peabody.
All right, and then I also can assure you that we'll continue to share the ad the next few days we are on, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys, and we wishing you guys all the best. IFLA as you prepared for your 100 Liberia's 177 Independence Day celebration. Is there any special message, Augusta Guy and Stephen Conley? If you guys have any special message, let's do it now, and then from there we will take leave of you guys. Augusta, any special message you want to share, Augusta?
I think since Augusta is on, let me go
I'm
first.
sorry, my audio is kind of poorly performing, but if I got you right, did you ask if I have any special message?
Yes.
All I can say is to encourage Liberians around Europe, in the diaspora specifically. This is a one-time event, in as much as AFLA will have many of this kind, but I think this one happening in Germany is completely different, and you need to experience it as our country celebrates 177 years of independence.
Thank you, Augusta. Thank you, Stephen, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, for all of those wondering whether or not to attend this event, I mean, say less, worry less, come to the event. You are coming to a loving community, the Liberian community in Germany and the Liberian community in Europe by large. is a loving one. You know, you are coming to family. I mean, even if you don't have money for hotels, don't worry, don't bother. I mean, absolutely not. I mean, obviously not. There's no reason to. So yes, I mean, you guys, we're looking forward to seeing you guys, especially Reverend Dr. Henry Peabody. We can't wait to see you. So
God
yes, I
willing,
mean, see you
I'll be there.
next weekend, and it's gonna be super heavy. Wonderful artists, Amara Condensat, Joseph, I mean, Francis Mesa, the likes of all of the folks going to be there, folks from the US and from all parts of the world. So be assured, it's going to be super heavy. It's been a wonderful pleasure being, on here. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you guys, and wish you guys all the best. God's willing, we'll see you next week, Friday. I'm looking forward to be there as well and sharing in that celebration. So the closing argument will be represented with some other folks who will be coming as well. But have a great weekend, and we wish you guys a very successful celebration next week.
You too, man. We'll be following as usual.
Definitely, definitely. So, guys, thank you. We're gonna just do the ad one more time, and then we'll go from there. Thank you for joining us, guys. Guys, let's play this, and then we will jump into the program. If you just joining us, guys, we're coming to you from we've been having with us the European Federation of the Liberian Association in talking about the celebration of Liberia 177 Independence Day celebration that is scheduled to take place in Wolfsburg, Germany, beginning July 2026. And we're here to talk about what's going on. But welcome again to the closing argument. Lofa Julius should be moderating. He will be coming soon. Philip Kate, James Gaete, Jeffrey Nama, George Christopher West, Stella Luna Ajavon, Sida Dix, Yasa Goba. Welcome, guys. Let's do this as we guys. Please play this ad for me as we get ready
Hello,
to.
Liberians. Hello, diaspora Liberians. It's July 26th celebration time. Oh, yeah. This is the event you've long been waiting for. Diaspora Liberians, get ready for a celebration like no other. The Liberian Independence Day extravaganza is here. Mark your calendar for this year's July 26th commemoration in Wolfsburg, Germany, as the European Federation of Liberian Associations, for short AFLA, presents a day full of pure blaze, from a stars to the meet and greet to a rare carpet event and on to a dazzling all-night wear party and an all-Liberian case and cultural exchange, traditional food fair that will warm your heart. And let's not forget the epic sports showdown in soccer and kickball between Liberians and non-Liberian teams. But wait, there's more. Soul-stirring musical performances from trending Liberians and non-Liberian artists will light up the night. Join us for a day you will never forget. And please don't miss out. And don't forget the keynote speech by Senator Amara Conan, a distinguished Liberian figure. This event attracts Liberian and well-wishers from all around the world for a memorable celebration. Book your hotels, tickets, and souvenirs now before it's too late. VIP ticket, a table of 4 persons, is 300 euros. The easy table or the VVIP, a table of 2 persons, is for 300 euros, while the ordinary or the regular ticket is for just 50 euros. Be a part of an unforgettable experience at AFLA's celebration of the 26th. We see you there, and please bring somebody. Don't enjoy this unique occasion all alone. President Francis Mensah say, see you there, and he's joining you to celebrate the 26th.
Grace, welcome. Grace, you will take over from now. I gotta run short. I gotta run somewhere quickly. I'll be right back. But Grace, you take over leader from now until
you're going to play a Germany trip.
I'll be right back on the show. I'm going next week. In fact, I already planned. Yeah. All right.
Hey guys, how you guys doing in Liberia and also on the radio, on Facebook and social media, YouTube and everywhere else? We want to welcome you to the closing argument, where everybody here are independent thinkers. We say what we want to say. We say our views concerning Liberia. Um, and we thank God that we have such a platform. Although sometimes some people get down each other's throat because everybody got a side and what they believe in. Although some of us, our side is Liberia. We put Liberia first in everything. So, but welcome, and we want to appreciate your presence here today. That was a very good advertisement there with Henry Peabody and the people celebration in Germany. I hope closing argument got paid for that advertisement because that was a lot. But I encourage people that live in that area in Germany, surrounding Europe, that can get there to go there. It's always good to support Liberian cause, the businesses, get to know your people that live in the area that you live in. Make sure you connect with the good ones and try to do things that will showcase Liberia in the international community, because we don't really showcase ourselves because of the too much crab in the bucket mentality. Everybody fighting each other, bringing each other down, but we can do that, showcasing of our country and support one another, because other countries are doing it. Ghanaians, Nigerians, they are all doing it. When they're in a neighborhood, in a community, they all get together. They're very close with one another. They help each other with their children. They do what they're supposed to do to support one another. Liberians need to start doing it now. And because we are not doing it, you see where our country is. But we can do better. We are moving forward. 21st century, the generations are changing. Our children are even getting better with the being able to support one another than our generation. But we can still do it as we get older, and make sure that our children carry on the mantle and make Liberia, great. And we can set that agenda, and it can happen. Ansu, are you there? Ansu or Henry? Henry, are you people in the studio? Can you come on? Henry or Ansu? Can you guys come on, please? So I would like to welcome some people on the platform, and then we can go from there. Ansu, Henry, are you people hearing me? You're in a studio. So let me welcome some people. Sorry. Let me welcome some people on here. I see. Let me wear my glasses. It comes with the age. I see Yasa Kaba and Francis Mensa. I see Yamitro Asidu Mensa. I also see Asata Dawson. I want to welcome you guys to the closing argument. And I see Stella Ajevon. I also see George Christopher Woodhead. Welcome to the platform. I see Alexander Jones watching with Tomalin George, Lucretia Nelson. You are here, Jeffrey Norma. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but I see you all here, and welcome to the closing argument. Today is Friday. I am freestyling. That's who I am. So, excuse me. I I want everybody to freestyle. Today is Friday. You always got to look hot. That's it. Toga, welcome. And Aaron laughing. Aaron Jala, what are you laughing at? So I can cover you in our studio. But, we want to welcome everybody to the closing argument. I will now ask Toga to give an opening statement or opening comment before we go to Henry in a studio, so Henry can tell us what's going on in Liberia, what he heard today, and everything. Come in, Toga.
Thank you, Grace. It's a pleasure being on the show. We are in the festive season, so the 26th is around the corner. So moreover, it's a little bit busy. Everyone seems to be tied in with different activities, but it's good to be on the show tonight. A lot of training issues that would be good to talk about, especially two or three of the most notable ones that I followed today got to do with some donation at the RIA. I think some generators. Another has to do with the president's donation to the JFK. I think that was on yesterday or so. We're getting some information that the fleet of vehicles donated to the police also came from Ibrahim Mahama, and a lot of other development that we will follow on. But I think Henry will give you some of the lineup. They're in the studio every day, so they follow most of the news, and then we can pick up to discuss some of these issues. But it's good to be on the show.
Thank you, Toga.
I like your. I know it's glasses or what, but it's nice.
Yeah, that's glasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my glasses.
They want to wear fluffy glasses.
What do you expect? My name is Grace.
You got all the grace.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I met a lady at the airport, so she asked me when I was leaving Liberia. She said, "Your name is Grace." She said, "I heard something about Grace. I have a friend named Grace." She said, "I heard something about the Graces." She said, "Are you guys just always happy?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "My friends like that." So that name is very infectious. Yeah, it makes you happy.
No.
Oh, we always happy and we love people. That's how we are. All the Graces. So if you're Grace out there, make sure you carry the mantle. We are happy people. We love people, and that's why we get grace by God, because grace follows us and it's our name. But Henry, thank God you are here. I hope you are better now. We happy to see you in studio. We want you to come on and tell us a little bit of highlights that's happening in Liberia. Toga already gave us some of the information. So Toga will be actually carrying the show today and will be giving the discussion and everything because he got more insight on it. Can you come in and say something?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Let me say, hats up to Toga. I've been a little while. I've been away because I was not too okay, but it is good to be back again. So, as you may be aware, at about this time in Liberia, people mostly are engaging the 26 celebration. We see schools. There are schools around. We go on vacation, and mostly in the month of June, what happens is that you see other schools closing, and then as it relates to politics, mostly to the country right now. Yesterday, the president of the Republic of Labrador, His Excellency Joseph Yuan Boaka, did some huge donation to baby's mother at the John F. Kennedy Hospital, a baby top. He gave some baby top in the package. There were buckets. You know, some of those things that baby mother mostly use for the kids. And then on today, we see some vehicle being donated to the Labrador National Police for operations. So that's the trend. That's really the trend for now in Liberia. But most time you see family preparing for the July 26th celebration. But what I observe all the time is that it will interest you to know that most time our 26th celebration will always see the rain falling. So I don't know if this year it will still be the same. And then another issue lastly from my end, it has to do with the payment. I was thinking that we call Martin Bleaton, the communication director on there at the Ministry of Education, the payment of graduation fees. There are schools around charging huge amount of graduation fee, and which of course it is not supposed to be that way. So the director of communication, Martin Bleaton, he came out recently, and then he said that any school that will be found in such act will be dealt with, will face the full weight and law, the consequences. You will bear full consequences. They will make sure they come to your school. So as for the private school, each student is to pay the cost amount of $100 just for graduation fees. And for the public school, you have to pay just 5,000. And like you mentioned, a bravo to the Catholic school. They were able to drop their fees. They were taking 25 sunion, and I think 15 for those of them that in the kindergarten. So I was hoping that we can get him on the line. I'll call him this afternoon. I'll call him even yesterday so that he will come and then give some basic knowledge as it relates to the fees of the graduation fees. Because we're in the month of July, hopefully around November to December, we'll get schools graduating students. So most school will go charging at times 250, 175, 200 just for graduation fee. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. And then lastly, another thing it says that before no one should receive clearance at the moment until you pass the wax. Until you pass, because you get school giving clearance to student, and he said no school is allowed to give clearance until you pass the wax exam before you be given a clearance. I will allow you to graduate. So these are some of the trends right now, but mostly I would like for you guys to speak to that graduation fee issue. Yes, schools. Yes.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you so much. You still don't really look too well, though.
No.
Yeah. I hope you feel better. Yeah, Toga, you want to come in?
Yes, I mean, just to pick up from the issue of the school, the educational issue, I think it just stems from the fact that our system is very weak. The Ministry of Education, sometimes, and most government functionaries are like that. They become more like a toothless bulldog. They back, but they seldom bite. I think that's the situation we're having. So the Ministry of Education will come up with a regulation that graduation fees should not surpass a certain amount. I'm hearing around $100. In fact, I think in some instances they talk about the issue of gown and all of that to be worn at graduation ceremony, and a lot of lineup that they had. But then most of these schools are bypassing these, and they're doing their own thing. And the Minister of Education will go on air and probably just cry about it, but there is no drastic measure to be taken against violators. And I think that is the problem we have in the country. Many of the bodies that are responsible to regulate these institutions are very weak. Very weak. If you're taking action against one institution at least, and the public gets to know that a stern measure is taken against one, it will serve, as a deterrent for others to want to take similar path. The same thing we have with even transportation, like the Ministry of Transport, for example. So every time you see the LPRC reduces the price of gasoline product on the market, sometimes the ministry should set a new benchmark for transportation fare. But by the time it is 5, 6, or 7 in the evening, every taxi driver technically got their own price. Another thing you will also notice is like you have a system that will say we should have one person riding the front seat of a taxi and 3 persons at the back. When it hits 5, 6, or there's traffic jam, 2 persons in the front, 4 persons in the back. Nobody can regulate. In fact, most of the people in the security sector are the first set of people that can start violating. So you will see one policeman sitting out in the front seat of the car, he said, because you're policeman. That's the system we've built over time. People think they can get away with the system because of who they are. And people do nothing about it. I think I saw like the police director or doing something very remarkable the other day, where you have a regulation that to ride on a motorbike, you should carry your helmet and other devices and stuff like that. And the police officers felt they could ride a motorbike and they don't need helmet. So I think the police took action against 2 police officers the other day, which is for me remarkable. We need to start taking drastic measures against people who think that because they're in some position, so they are above the law. It's always happening. It's always happening. And many of our people, even in whether they're in the legislature or in the judiciary or in the executive, are the same people that run schools. They are the same people that got their own schools all across the country. And they are the first group of people that are violating. And people can barely tell them because, oh, the man that owns a school here, he's a lawmaker. The man that owns a school is a top government official. So the man can violate the laws, and we do nothing about it. I think that has to
That's so
stop.
sad.
Yeah, that has to stop. These institutions got to stand up and hold these people accountable. On the
The-
other subject about the
no, I
donation.
mean, let me come in with a graduation.
Okay, on the
fee
education.
as well.
Okay, yeah, please.
So graduation fees in a poor country like Liberia can pose significant a barrier to education for many of the students there in the country, because your parents are not even working to earn enough money to even send you to school. So when they have struggled and send you to school with everything they have, and then time come for you to graduate, and all these fees are coming up from the different school in a poverty rate country like Liberia. I don't understand how is it that the government has not addressed the institutions in such a in putting in place policies that regulates a certain amount that they can put out there or demand for the parents then to pay for graduation. So all these things again fall on the government. They have nothing to. They have no implementation of policies to make sure they are followed by the T, so they can put the parents then into to turning into beggars. Because when these kind of things happen, the parents don't have the money. They start to call people around and beg them. And sometimes, if you begging too much among your peers, you look kind of like nothing. You look cheap. And most of our librarians are very proud of the people. I don't think they want to reach to that stage of begging people for everything, but because the government is not functioning well, so the country has turned into the eighth poorest country in the world. And the people in the country, what basic needs? I always say that librarian need. The man should be working, his wife can do some business, or maybe she working, earning some income. Their children going to good school, they got food to eat on the table. They can do one or two activities on the weekend. We don't ask for much as Liberians. So we don't understand how the government, past government to now, has not put measure in place for our people to be able to really do what they want to do. And they're not putting policies and implementing laws and make sure things happen like the way the police director checked the police officer when he came to the helmet. Because when I was impressed, most of the streets that the border brides were flying on, the people had helmet on. So I was like, okay, they fly in the street, but at least they put having helmet on, and then at least again, one person on the bike, they're not 5, 6 person hanging and babysitting somebody arm and all that kind of thing. So, you know, for we really need a community organizers there, and then non-profit groups and the international donors also to play a role in supporting the students in poor countries. You help us to speak, because we speak, and the government don't listen. So it's not always the international community to give money. But when things wrong in the country, you have to come out and say this is wrong, especially when a lot of Liberians writing to say that these are the things that are going on. These people are making sure that they're making sure. Instead of them make sure the good things, they are making sure the worst things. That laws are not followed, and they are not implementing policies to stop everybody from just doing their own thing. No regulations in prices, nothing. And it's suffering our people. This is sad. I hope they can do something before graduation, so they can help the parents then to be able to breathe and not go to their offices and be standing in line waiting for them 2-3 days just to see one lawmaker or one government official to beg them for money because their child graduated. That's what I want to say. So Toga, you can come in with the other.
Yes, so that's it. It's very serious, and these institutions that are regulating, we have to stand up. And it's no more time where you're afraid because who's involved, who runs a school and all that kind of stuff. People need to stand up. Yeah, times are really high. Yeah, some of these schools are just asking for astronomical figures from parents, and they know the parents cannot even afford the money. So these students are just going from place to place, begging people to support them. I mean, you can't be coming out of high school and be paying 300, 400 for graduation fee.
Sometimes the children will not be able to even participate in the graduation because they
Of
don't have the
course, a
money.
lot of people cannot. a lot of people cannot participate. And that's why, though I went to a Catholic school, but that's why I like most of the Catholic schools. Take, for example, when I graduated from high school, we didn't have to use gown. We used our senior uniform. Right after, in fact, I think our school asked all the parents to stay outside the gate and maybe one or two representatives in, though after the graduation you go home, because you got a lot of more things to do ahead of you after graduation. If you want to now invest into it and you push parents to raise a lot of money for graduation ceremony, then after graduation the person got to go to college or so. That's why a lot of people after graduation ceremony they never see college again. They got to sit down because they trying to raise some more money to even get in college. You've used all that money on one graduation ceremony. Something has got to change.
And the thing is that if somebody has achieved the academy, or whatsoever they achieve as graduating senior, maybe some of them are or honorable students and stuff like that. They want to participate in the graduation. Everybody, you go all these years to school. You really want to be a part of the graduation. You want march. You want take picture, and now your parents ain't got money. Then they start to go to the offices begging people. Sometimes some of the kids then or the boys got to sleep with them just to have money now to go to graduation. I mean, it's trickled down into the society. The worst practices and nonsense behavior trickle down. And that was like, bro, all day the managers sleeping with little girls because they want to maybe participate in their graduation. Their parents didn't get money, or they want to do other things with their lives after graduation or go to school. They ain't got no money, so they got to go sleep with one man to send them to school. And this is bad practice that can destroy a society. It has destroyed our brain society because it can be happening same with the children. So it has destroyed the society. What can we do in the 21st century for these things to change? That's the question. What leaders are you putting in power to make sure these things don't happen? That making sure that the laws are implemented and making sure that policies are set, that the people are following regulations and everything. What are you doing? Y'all go vote again. 2029 coming. Toga.
Yes. So another interesting issue has got to do with all these sort of donations, that have been coming from the president and the ones coming from, we are told, Ibrahim Mahama. Ibrahim Mahama is the brother of the former president of Ghana, okay, who is also contesting for re-election at the moment. And we all know the story where the first time the vice president made a trip outside the country, where he said that there was this private jet at the airport at the RIA. He used the private jet to go to Ghana. I think he was on his way to Abuja also to represent the president. So he used a private jet. And the question came about, why is the vice president of the country using a private jet? Especially when a few months ago, everybody had issue with George Weah using private jet across the country. In fact, that was one of the major campaign models of the Unity Party. That look, I think the president was being extravagant. He was using private jets across the world. It was costing Liberia so much and so forth. Few days into the presidency, we saw the vice president using a private jet. Now, when the public raised the concern, why was the vice president Jeremiah Kuhn also using a private jet when just recently everybody was criticizing George Weah about usage of private jet? Then the vice president's response was that this was a gift from a friend that he had just met, I think, at Boulevard Palace. He just walked into that friend. And since the friend was flying to Accra, the friend decided to give him a ride. And that's how he rolled with the private jet. Now, I did not believe that story. The reason I did not believe the story because the vice president is no ordinary man to just walk into a friend into Boulevard Palace or Royal Hotel, and our friend just tell the vice president of a country, come and take a ride with me, and he takes a ride and goes to Ghana with him. In fact, he spends a night or two over in Ghana before he flew to Abuja. I mean, that story was not making the rounds with me. And true to what some of us predicted, that the vice president actually knew this fellow, we're now seeing that this fellow is now donating to Liberia. He brought in, the information is that he brought in the police vehicles. He donated the two, how you call it, the two generators to the RIA. and he's doing a lot of stuff now. But we have to understand that foreign aid got strings. All right, we are understanding that this guy even wants to get some iron ore mine or something like that. So he's interested in the business aspect in Liberia. So he's not just giving these things ordinarily or just because he wants to give a gift to Liberia. He's doing it because he got some interest. Now, but this is the problem with Liberia. We all say one thing before coming to power, and when we get to power, we do completely different thing. So it's just a cycle that the country keeps getting in. And whenever you think that Liberia is going to change, it's getting into the same cycle continuously.
But
And it's very
how you were
unfortunate.
saying that every time you think Liberia is getting ready to change, Liberia cannot change when the Liberian people still voting the same recycle politician, they see using the same party, they see two parties that continue to do the wrong in the country. That when the government get in place, they are not doing anything for the country. So what they expect, they should expect this kind of thing. The use of private jet by government officials, including the vice president, in a poor country like Liberia, can be a point of contention. So we already know, and it can also raise concern about the allocation of public resources. So definitely we know that Jeremiah Kun saying that you're meeting somebody to the place, they be key friends, and the person getting the job, we know very well you have to get in something. So Liberia resources will die in that process. They will be coming to Liberia to get stuff, and the people will remain in poverty because of that. So Liberian people, I always say, how can you see so many people in a race and just choose the same or two parties and bring them back to power? Then you say you're suffering. It doesn't add up to me, Toga. It just don't. Because you will continue to suffer. If you are in a relationship and the relationship is not working, you decide to live the rest of your life in that relationship, it left for you. But you are in a relationship, you got one life to live. You say, you know what, the relationship is not working. I'm not happy here. You know, although there's so many lapses around, I could lose this and I would lose that. But I rather my happiness because today when I die, it's over. So if my people start to think like that this is what's going on, this has to do with my life and my great-great-grandchildren, the generations, future generation Liberians. So am I waiting to just stay here and wear barrel and run, or wear t-shirt and wear color later in bed and be quiet later for two group of people who will not do nothing? Or should we just try a whole new group and see what will happen? Then you take on yourself and you say, no, you know what? I'm going to date somebody else and see what will happen. And sometimes when you move in that direction, the rest of your life is happening. But you just got to take the chance. They are not willing to take the chance. Once you are not willing to take the chance, like Jeremiah Kun will be riding private jet. And him riding private jet will be the detriment to Liberian people because resources are going to be given because of the private jets. And Liberian people will not benefit from it. It will only be the elites. When I mean the elite, not even proper elites. The elite, the corrupt people. They will only benefit them. It will not benefit
and interestingly, why is the process not even being open? Why are people not telling the Liberian people? Take, for example, the police is making it appear like, the police director has a good friend somewhere, and that friend decided to give some gifts to the country. The country got some. I mean, everybody all over the place. The president got his own friends, and his friends, he cannot disclose them. They are the ones giving us 285 yellow machines. Now, some very good friends are also donating to the airport. Some good friends are also giving. So where all the good friends been? All of a sudden, all the good friends are out now and just all of a sudden just donating. And all of these are in violation of the code of conduct. The code of conduct talks about give. In fact, the code of conduct does not even exceed $200 in terms of gift for a public official.
And they're breaking the laws.
All the gifts are coming in millions.
Doing nothing. They are breaking the laws.
All the gifts are coming in millions. So the police director got his own friends giving gifts. The president got his friends giving gifts. Everybody giving some gifts. And I mean, the entire code of conduct is being thrown away. So where is the ombudsman that's supposed to? Because I think the ombudsman now, two persons appointed to the ombudsman, have been all around the place, and I think they've been confirmed by the Senate already and all of that. So I don't know if they started. I don't know if they gotten offices, if they gotten money in the budget. Can the ombudsman now start holding people accountable who are violating the code of conduct? Because I see It's just a lip service for us to have an ombudsman, but the ombudsman is doing nothing because the code of conduct is being blatantly violated. Too many gifts are coming into the country. Nobody seems to be doing anything about it. And the few people who even got the courage to talk about the violation of the code of conduct, people will tell you, say, no, but the country need it. I mean, it's no violation, you know? And
They
that is
forget
the
about the laws.
hypocrisy
They
about
forget about
Liberia.
the laws.
Everybody is saying no need for us to even talk about it. Why should you even be talking about violation when somebody is bringing 285 machines to open the roads? So the laws are being trashed. Nobody is talking about the laws. You talk about police car, yes, it's a gift, it's
But
good.
took out 1 minute.
I
Hold
mean,
on 1 second. The laws being trashed, but they say the law should work when somebody die. But the law shouldn't work when the people bringing gifts in the country that violates the law of the country. So I don't understand the people. Sometimes I really just can't get it. Or when the law don't work when they kill your child, then you say, oh, the law ain't work. But when they see law not working, when this corruption is being done, then you say, oh yeah, but the thing they put just bring the machine. And the Japanese, but if the police follow the laws, won't play, they will not follow the laws, they will not play. So now they are trashing all the laws in the country. That is what that's going on. And I wanted to come in with the whole police cars and all that, police, the donating cars and stuff. It's very important for government to prioritize allocations when it comes to these kind of things. If the people want to bring gifts to the country, you have to prioritize what you need more into whatsoever area you need it. Right now, you're bringing other police cars. You even got enough police officer. That's the reason why you deploy so that people to the airport in the first place. You even got enough trained police officers. So if people say, okay, one of the donate cars, they say, you know what? Right now, because if they people can donate cars, it means that they have enough money to give to the police to do other things. So we don't need cars. You can give out maybe 20% of what you want to give out in cars. But the other money we need, we really need 3 police officers. We have to start looking for police officers to bring them into the police to be able to help them. You got other cars, there are other officers, they're not enough. They're not trained. What better they do for the country? Nothing.
And beyond training, and that I think that is the thing. It's a whole whitewash process. The whitewash process is where you just want to show how glamorous you are, how much work you're doing, but way beneath there is actually some situation. So take for example, I got some intelligence that for the last 5 to 6 months, there were over 600 police officers trained, new police officers. Since they got trained over 5 to 6 months, one, they can get on the government payroll. The police director is saying to them he did not train them. This is an unconfirmed report, actually, because it's what I'm gathering from some folks. They went to the police academy, they got trained. In fact, they are telling me some of them in the streets already. They are the ones wearing, you can see the green, almost like, green, like military suits or so. They on the streets, they over
Okay,
600 of
because
them.
internet partner again in the country took I
Yeah.
finished before.
You getting me?
Yeah, we get it. You come again.
Okay, good. So over 600 of them, they can't get paid. They've been trained for the last 6 months. They put them all already. They're in the streets at some major points, but they're not getting on the government payroll. It's been over 5 to 6 months since these people were trained at the police academy and brought into. So all of these. So you don't have these people, they ain't able to take care of their families. You think that the only thing you can do as a police chief is probably to put brand new cars into the streets. When you put them out, the public sees them, the public celebrate. But actually, the people who's supposed to make sure these things are moving smoothly, are operating well, they're not happy. Because it's some of them that are reaching out to some people like me, that writing me to say we're over 600. We went to the police academy, saying we can't, all the police chiefs say we can't get paid. They put us in the street, we're working, but we can't get anything.
So how will that be safety and security in the country? Because nobody
That's the
will work
point.
for free. Nobody
That's
will
the
work for
point.
free. The cars don't do anything for the people.
Now you're
They
talking
want to be
today.
fair
What
and
today the 19th or the tomorrow's the 20th or so. Civil 7 even they didn't even take pay for the 26th. So all these things are problem. We leave all these situations and we think that the only thing we can do, let me the town know that everything moving very well, everything okay. But the real people, you sit down here some Civil 7. I was sitting down by 1 or 2 friends today who are Civil 7. Even when they just get small alarm on their phone, they like maybe my salary not hit. It's so funny.
Okay, so we're welcome. We're welcome Mr. Gagwa on the platform. Mr. Gagwa, welcome. I think you heard our discussions already. I don't know you want to have an input in there or just give an opening statement since you are very late. Um, you can come in.
Thank you. But listen, I've been following from the back. Interesting conversation. Um, the only import that I want to give is with regards to the laws, right? The laws are the laws. The law is the law, and there's nothing that is too good for laws to be violated. Absolutely nothing, and that is even when it comes to development. Yes, we all want development. Yes, we have craved development, and yes, we would love to see a major shift and some level of transformation with regards to development. But just because you want to develop the country does not give you any leverage to violate the laws on the books. And so, only in my country, only in Liberia, the Republic of Liberia, that this is unique. There is no one logically making the argument that because of development, one must break the laws. No one, because the laws are there for reasons. The check and balances are there to ensure that what public servant say is factual, is true. So when you come and tell us, say, well, those police vehicles were donated, don't just tell us, show us, show us. Be very transparent with us.
One
How
minute,
were they,
Robert. Pee is backstage. Some other people here.
how
Go
were
ahead.
they how were they donated? Who made these donations? These should be public record. And so for you to say, well, it's enough for us to tell you that, the government did not spend a dime, that's not enough. That's not enough. How sure are we that yes, the government did spend some money, but the money did not go to where it was supposed to go? How sure are we that the money that was supposed to go to something else went to that, but it was an in-kind donation? It doesn't make absolutely no sense. And so thank God I'm not an elected official in Liberia, because I would have lost my job. Because either I make my people or my constituent to understand my position, and my position would not be one against development. And people have got to understand that my position is yes, I want development, and why I understand the significance of whatever that is needed to drive development in some of the most remote places in our country. I also understand that we must lead by the law and we must respect the law, especially as lawmakers. Lawmakers should be an exemplary of the law. So for anyone that's not in public service, for anyone that is not elected, for us to be singing this song to lawmakers, that it's important that you hold the executive accountable with regards to breaking the law, or the president of Liberia. The president in Liberia is described as the father of our democracy. Okay, he or she have got to make sure that they are leading by example. We have one of the most powerful president in our country. So what he or she does, a lot of people tend to follow. If you condone corruption, or if you are corrupt yourself, then your lieutenants will think that, you know what, boss man is doing the same thing. Why not us, right? And so for the president, anyone within the cabinet, to somehow suggest that this is okay to bring in trucks, to bring in yellow machines, to bring in police vehicles, and just blanketly tell us it was donated, or it was a gentleman agreement. This is absurd. This is absurdity to the highest level. And it blows my mind that people who supposed to know better will sit around and allow this nonsense to be spewed, and no action is taken. I'll close on this note. I can tell you right now, Grace, if and Toga, Sylvester, and I heard you guys the last time, and it really bothered me. It troubled me. It troubled me. I was driving home and I said, wow, can you imagine? Imagine some of these folks who have absolutely no other source of income. They depend on government, they depend on being a representative. You think they will speak up? No, they won't speak up because they will be constrained to speak up because they want to protect themselves. They want to protect their families. They want to protect their jobs. But they are doing so at the detriment of the Liberian people because a lot of these things could be corruption. We don't know what's happening. They are not being transparent with us. And so I will be losing my job because I will be as loud as possible. That my
Yeah.
position is not against corruption, it's against the violation of the laws on the books, and we must respect the laws.
Thank you so much. Pee Wee, we want to welcome you. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you being here. We want to let you come in and give your take on the discussion already on. I hope you are listening. And we want to say, if you're watching us, please share the video, share it to different platforms, my people, so other people can learn because this show is, is very teachable. And you can also get information and share with your family in Liberia. So when they go into the post in 2029, people think it's long, but it's not. So they can know exactly what to do because this government is proceeding very wrong and they're proceeding wrongly. And it's not good for the Liberian people at this time because that's the reason why they voted this government to power because the last government was even worse. Pee Wee, can you come on?
Thank you. Thank you for the invite and thank you for a very wonderful show. Again, we love to see our country move forward, but we have to do it in the right way possible. I want to believe, because two ways we have to do things, and part of the reason why we put laws on the book is to prevent this kind of thing from unfolding. That's why we have the laws. There are only two things, or a particular issue that can happen in the country. Then the government will have to be clear with that and very open. Madam Sully, past government did it. Even the Taylor administration then that was referred to as an isolated government by the international community. Whenever Taiwan donated something, the government will come out and be open about it. Now, donations that will be done to what I refer to as bilateral means, we have to be communicated to the people of Liberia that these donations are bilateral, but it is not categorically clear and abundantly clear that these issues that are coming, the yellow machine versus the supplies coming to the Liberian National Police, they are not bilateral. They are not bilateral. And what most sinister about this process is that you're doing it without no disclosure here. The cynicism behind this process is dangerous. On a serious note, the government will have to be open because if you came on the mantra of public accountability, if you came on the mantra of saying the past administration corrupted the system, the past administration did not care for the people, and that was not the true story that you tried to portray. But granted that you came on that mantra, you have to come with now the whole saying, Grace, we sometimes come back and say, anyone that will talk about equity, your hands should be absolutely clean. If you came on that mantra that you come to change things and that you come to rescue the country and you're bringing in police vehicles, now, here's what I'm afraid of. It will make anyone to come and say this. Do we have some serious drugs addicts that are giving the police vehicles so that they can enable the process to move their operation through and use the as a conduit to do this kind of a thing? You allow those with the kind of a man question. Rawa will sit somewhere in Atlanta and ask a question. I will sit here and ask that question. Or are we having certain individuals that are trying to use the police and trying to get the police chief all these vehicles, and then they will use that to bring their materials in the country to endanger or to use Liberia as a base to spread these things in West Africa? Those questions are going to be asked. So we have to be open in this place to say that, and the code of conduct, and part of the reason why the partners, particularly the U.S. government, insisted, press on Madam Salifa to bring this code of conduct is some of the reason now that is unfolding now. To give or someone to come and bluntly give something to the Liberian government that is nothing linked to any bilateral relationship between two countries. If it is two governments, it is acceptable. You announce to the people of Liberia that the government of the United States of Liberia gave the last time the American government through the embassy announced giving a lot of uniform to the Liberian National Police. That was announced. It's clear. That's a bilateral engagement that was given by one of our, not only one of, but our major and strategic bilateral partners, the United States of America. Right? The Chinese government, when it came about, they said, "Oh, constructing the ministerial complex for us." They announced it. The Chinese government said they're going to be constructing a very new state-of-the-art broadcast institution on the grounds of the Lebanon Broadcasting Corporation. State-of-the-art. They are about to start that in the not too distant future, probably in the next couple of weeks. They're going to start that process. That is bilateral. But to come and announce Yellow Machine coming in the country, police.
Fagon doing well. Fagon is doing very well.
Police, no, that's not Fagon thing. that thing worked from the past. We administration, they did the other news studio, the broadcast studio they did. That was the time. It was done when the President we attended the forecast.
Governments continue to we talk about President we are done with the we focus on the government. Thank you very much.
Grace, I want
Fagon doing well, man. Fagon doing very well.
Grace were initiated, and that's one of the reasons why we said when Clarence served in Manasadi office, some of the things they did at the time, they initiated it, right? So the we administration initiated those things on a serious note. Like Manasadi initiated the construction of the ministerial complex and the rest of those things. So again, it's just part of that we need to be open-minded in our country and inform the people. And so all the things that we're doing, if we want to act in a kind of clandestine manner, I think it's dangerous for the country. It will bring more stigma to us, and the process of accountability will be, we don't want to elude ourselves from that. That would be a very dangerous and cataclysmic precedent that we want to set. I don't think we're prepared to do that.
Yeah,
I wanted to just give additional information.
So, talk out 1 minute. I don't want you to think that Grace don't want to hear this. But when you were under a government for 6 years, and others get killed in 3 weeks, and people like Gifty Lama, who was a mother like myself, her knee was tarnished on the scene because she was doing her job. Government like that, we don't want to hear it, but then we move on. The UP government.
No, Grace.
No, but Grace,
if you put a lot of things in place before we are
Grace, I beg you,
Mama.
I beg you, Mama.
But Sylvester, one second.
Do what it's supposed to do. We don't want to be going back because we're not pressing any. We are government here. I will not say here. You can say that what I want to say. I say what I have to say. Government is continuing to, and the government move on. We don't care what they put in place, what they put in place. They put Kelly in place, and they put they how they call it that.
But Grace, I think 30 seconds. I think that government is continuing with it, right? That's not the point that we're making here, right? But government policies and things are also important, and they have the right to take credit on it. I mean, in fact, Donald Trump, we don't like Donald Trump, but Donald Trump just had the longest convention speech ever where he spoke about what he put in place and what he did, be it the economy, foreign policy, almost 4 years ago, right? And so in as much as George Weah can continue to take the negative credit for auditors that died under his watch, Sylvester can say, look, it was under George Weah watch that this process started, or it was set up. I think it's fair because guess what?
I think it's fair, but also it was going to be fair when we are in power for them to also list the things that Ellie Johnson had put in place. So many things that she put in place, and they claim it to themselves that they didn't want to do this.
But the Unity Party did that. The Unity Party did that.
But Grace, quickly. I'm one person, Grace, that always stated that all of the things Madam Salif administration, listen, we have to be clear. I agree with you on that point. All of the things Madam Salif did, I'm one person that always will sit here and say Madam Salif did a lot of things. As a matter of fact, Madam Salif set the trajectory for the country to be open. We were referred to as a pariah state. There were no institution working in Liberia. There were no banking system functioning very well in Liberia. Madam Salif brought governance back after 2005 elections. So a lot of things she did. She set the stage to have all of our major road connected from Banga, from Monrovia to Ganta, from Monrovia to Bikena. This process about the road in Lofa today was Madam Salif's administration that initiated that process with the Kuwaiti government. Listen, we'll get the accolade to her on those lines. And also this government, what the government did? The government did some wonderful jobs also. So start the road project to go to Lofa, the past the WEA administration. A lot of great things also. So we have to catalog those things and say, hey, these are what they did. But government will take credit. Joe Biden is taking one of the major infrastructure ever in the history of Liberia. It's a massive landmark process for Joe Biden. He's taking that credit. Again, The elections in this country were almost one way until yesterday. Trump went the 1 hour 32 minutes. He messed the process up. Now things open up. People believe
And in
that he's
fact,
the same Trump and the rest of it.
Sylvester, in fact, George Weah was one of the president that acknowledged all of what Ellen Johnson so he did, to the point where when he dedicated the new terminal at the RIA, he took her there, right? And so Unity Party is not doing the same
he
thing.
even, as a matter of fact, he even gave her 88%.
That's right.
And I would say it's very important to recognize and acknowledge the achievement of any government, but it's also important that we maintain critical and objective
Granted.
But
I
yeah,
agree.
so we all
Granted.
But Grace, even the VIP, the VVIP lounge, the men built and dedicated to them, they won't even let him use it.
Yeah, you shouldn't use it, brother. They're not big deal. He should let it
No,
go.
that's
a
now,
big deal, Grace.
in fact,
That's a
even the ministerial complex, that's why the ministerial complex is named in honor of Ellen. That's why it's called EJS Ministerial Complex.
Absolutely.
That is to acknowledge the fact that she initiated this and she was given the credit for it. Now, there is this company I also wanted to mention. There is this company I also wanted to mention. This APK Keleku is possible.
He put more money on his phone. He put more. He bought it.
The man,
he get a router.
Trying, but he can't make it.
Man. You can see the love in the man, but you don't make it.
The new progressor got to intervene and provide something.
Now, there is this company that I wanted to. This ABK Incorporated. I mean, they're saying the initial 20 vehicles brought in by the police was brought in by ABK Incorporated. They're saying it's a company owned by a Liberian operating in Liberia and Ghana. There's not much more detail again after this. Whether they bought these 20 police vehicles and gave it to us as they give, but interestingly, when they brought it to Liberia, the article I'm reading says that all the police vehicles were parked at ABK headquarters in Gonga Town. So you brought our police vehicles that are owned by the police, but we park it to a private vendor's facility. And it being kept there. Why? We don't know whether there was any bidding process done to bring those 20 vehicles, because I'm hearing additional supposed to even come. Who's bringing those vehicles in? And how many pieces are expected? How much was? Nothing. They just say it was brought in by ABK, Liberian Ghanaian owned company, to Liberia. How they got it, who gave them the authority, whether there was any PPCC documentation done, any bidding process, zero information on it. But people expect us to celebrate it. I think that all. The same thing with the 285 equipment. People only expect us to celebrate it. The fact that we've been here, our rules about 285 equipment coming. So don't ask any more questions. Those 285 equipment, they're good for the country. They're supposed to come fix your rule. Don't ask any more questions. This is the situation we're getting in. We are getting into a situation where government no longer owes or any explanation. All they're trying to do is that, look, we're here to beautify the country, whatever way. But initially, the old man said it that even if he works with the devil, we must just go ahead. So I think that the situation we're in right now, and this is troubling. The government is not giving the public any important information. The government is just running ahead, doing what they're capable of doing, and we all should just follow suit. I think that's what's happening.
Peabody, I know you know the situation, and they're talking on me again. They're going my impact. I will maintain a critical, objective perspective when I'm evaluating any government that was in power before, and I will continue to do it for the real government. Y'all can go in my impact, so y'all can talk anything you want. You see me?
Repeat what you said. I like what you said. Repeat again.
Look,
Critical, objective perspective.
look,
Thank you.
I
like that.
Evaluate the past government. I will always do it. Y'all can be hurt all your want. It doesn't move anything for my clean skin. Thank you.
I think it's very important that, some of the things we're seeing today, those are some of the things that existed within the CDC government. I won't sweat it. I'm not a supporter of the UP government. I think the UP government have a lot of flaw as well. But I mean, it's like 1-to-1, and that's what I blame the UP government, because they ran on that mantra that they are the best. They know it. They can change it. They've been in government before, and they can do it. And that's one thing I frown on them. But if you look around us, some of the things that's going on today, Let me be honest here. CDC did it. In fact, CDC started it. Some of the things that are going on today, they started it. You know, even with this,
Can we just move on to another topic, my brother?
you know, so you know, so it's nothing but let me say this. Let me touch on those cars. I think it's a great thing. It's great. The police need vehicles. The police need to get around. The police need to solve issue with crime. You know, and everybody will welcome favor from anybody. You know, but I mean, sometimes you are accountable to the Liberian people. The government is accountable to the Liberian people. When these kind of gesture takes place, it's always befitting to let the Liberian people know, oh, John Mahama, one of the Ghanaians, one of the guy Brigadier Power, United States, North. You got some of you sit down, you gotta be blind on one side and kind of open your eye and see. You can't open it and see. That's the problem I got with a lot of you. You know you did these things, then you want to act like you didn't do it too. Let's be honest here. You did some. We're here. I can name plenty of the things that you did. Even with the a 10-year position, you were there removing people. You don't get me started here. Okay?
Thank you, Peabody. Thank you.
Don't get me started here, Grace. So, but what I would say is the government is accountable to the people. A businessman giving 20 cars, giving brand new generator and things like that. You think it's free? Somewhere down the line, the Liberian taxpayer will have to pay a lot of money or be in debt for the longest. So that's what I want to say, because I know Mahama was working with CDC, and apparently some of the deals did not go right, and now he's switching down to the UP government. You see all these beautiful gestures. He won't give his millions for free. Definitely, some kind of promise have been made. Either I heard from the grapevine that Watergisi Mountain could be somewhere there because they're interested in mining and stuff like that. You know, it's not confirmed, but I heard. Yeah, I heard that it could get
Wologisi Power, Wologisi Gori. Too many being on the one Wologisi.
Some people want E for HP, what SPX? They want to E for
SPX, yeah.
SPX want to E for Watergisi, and other people want to E from there. So Watergisi, it'll be the
I got no doubt.
Restaurant, I gotta bring a meat there. Other people be cutting to tell you what you want to eat.
So let me ask you a question. Y'all want all to keep Watergisi as a shrine? Y'all want all to keep the mountain as a shrine? So we will just go and sit and always say this. Okay, this is the shrine we have. We got to worship it. Now, listen. If we had a good deal, and one thing I want to say this. So there's a guy there's an Italian man that I met before in London in 2019. He said something about Watergisi before to me. He said, if your government does not give Watergisi of a possible, because number one, the iron ore grade in Watergisi is not the best we have around the world. It's not the best. That's one thing we have to understand here. Now, so if we allow it to pass, that will be basically what them maintain as former Senator Kupi can say, it was going to be one of the shrines we have, and we see it just in the bread and go and wash it. We have to sit down and begin the process of having a good negotiation with a very reputable steel company that can come and see the possibility of investing in Watergisi, and we reap whatsoever profit the country can get, and we'll put it in development. I have proffered before that one of the best solutions, myself and Lofa, is for them to come and observe and do an assessment. The exploration process started already. People came to observe, to do some part of, to prospect the mountain. Can we agree that we build the road 100% from money coming all the way, and if possible, to do a rail track that will push into the port of Buchanan as a mark of exchange for the Watergisi Mountain? And the other proceeds can go to other part of the country for development. Can we do that? Because if we keep Watergisi just there, it's not a shrine for us to go and say, okay, this is our shrine. People are going to something up. It's going to be a dangerous precedent for us. I think we should have conversation on that.
Well, I want
to keep Watergisi as a shrine. Nobody. Our problem is that I don't think
benefit what they're doing with Watergisi. What I would benefit like when people.
Exactly.
You know
exactly. So,
and I agree with you, Grace. I agree.
Yeah, I don't.
It should benefit, and that's my point. It should benefit the country.
Exactly. Nobody.
The country.
And like you said, it should be given to a reputable firm.
Yes.
You can't get one man who behind the scene won't be bribing police with vehicle so he can get Watergisi. No, that's a procedure.
Of course.
You can't get one man who wants to get up 52 or 54 million to bring in few pieces of machines so that we can behind the scene get in Wologisi. Then that's not a procedure.
No, it's
we must
wrong.
follow the record procedure. If you want to come in as a serious, reputable company, there's a way. How much you want to invest? What do you want? Go to the legislature, follow the procedure. That's it. Why we passing behind the scene because we won't get Wologisi behind the scene? Wologisi not no small play to give it behind the scene.
No.
It's not because somebody get 20 pieces of police vehicle, they will give you Wologisi. I don't think that's what Wologisi for. Then why will Lofa benefit? 20 pieces of vehicle.
That ain't Lofa. Lofa, that's a host of our busy. Oh, the bureau benefit.
Like you saying Lofa needs road.
Yeah.
So somebody should be coming in to tell us what the benefit of you getting Wologisi.
Yeah, but
nobody's saying Wologisi should be kept over there continuously. But at least the people coming in must show seriousness. And not all these back and forth. Yeah, that 20 cars better must get Wologisi. That 285 machines better must get Wologisi. Then we play fun.
And we have two of those mountains in Lofa. We have two of them in Lofa. We have Wologisi, we have Wanagisi.
But do you remember?
The other one we don't even talk about. Wanagisi and Wologisi. Wanagisi is in Bonjama district, and we have Wanagisi strategically in Zozo district. It's in the town of Zuida.
But
So
do you remember that I believe that during Ellen Johnson's Salif time, there were conversations held about and I think there was an estimation done with regards to the value of Wologisi Mountain. What was that? I think at some point it said it was about what, $50 to $60 million, I believe. That I could be wrong, right? But to Tola's point, Wologisi, I don't even look at it from a county perspective. I looked at it from a national perspective.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Yes, it's in Lofa, and you know there's a lot that can be done in that county if any deal goes through. But this is something that could benefit the country when it comes to national infrastructure development. And these deals, you know, like the Liberian people are not hard to deal with. And you see, these people, our elected officials, our elected and public officials, they understand that. You would not believe how many of our friends who are ministers in government, we have these conversations. They understand exactly who they are dealing with. This is the reason why some of their political strategies are the way they are. When people talked about, if you speak against the violation of any law in regards to this equipment, you could possibly be tainted negatively. It speaks to the kind of people that they're dealing with. Because any sound mind will understand, you know, what people's positions are. Like, I'm not against development, but I'm against the process in which this has been done, right? And the process in which it's been done violates our laws, right? And so they understand that. So any negotiations that occur for anything of that matter, how hard it is for our people to be transparent. Not only should whoever is interested go to the government, go through the legislature and things like that, but how hard it is for these guys to come up and educate Liberians on what a potential deal for Wologis or anything for that matter, how could that benefit development not only in Monrovia but in the entire country for that matter? How hard it is. Of course, we're asked the tough questions. These guys, they do not want us to ask the tough questions because they understand that 80% of the population might be not knowledgeable about some of these things, but they can't fool 15 to 20% of the population. This is what they're afraid of. But we have got to continue to speak up, because if we don't, we are setting a precedent that could hurt us in the long run.
You guys are going to take calls now. And the thing is that before you take the calls, I just want to
let's take calls from let's start from the folks back. After Kelly Boat come in, then we can take calls, right?
Yeah, but I have something to say. So let me say my thoughts before Kelly Boat come in.
Okay.
Just what Guar was saying, if these people have to sell if they have to sell the Wologisi Mountain, why you don't tap into Liberians first? They got some Liberians that got rid of plenty of money. You know, diaspora in Liberia itself. Tap into them before you sell it to the strangers. That's all we're saying. You can go
But
ahead and take the
interestingly,
Telebu.
Yes, guys. If I can make a quick contribution. Grace, how you doing?
Yeah, I was telling you to come in, brother.
Oh, okay. So here is I listened to you guys, and I'm firstly I want to firstly say I'm sorry for all of what I'm going through here. I'm not connecting. My laptop has issue. Last Wednesday was the same thing. But you know, I've been in this country for a few weeks, and I'm not surprised by what I'm seeing. You know, I can argue with confidence that nothing has changed in Liberia in terms of behavior, in terms of policy direction. I can say, if anything, the downward spiral of the economy, the downward spiral of human behavior, the downward spiral of small-mindedness, lack of vision, it's even getting worse. You know, my personal observation about our country and government is every time we elect new code of officers, we elect the worst among us. So we keep making the same mistakes. I worked in government before for 6 years. When I look back in some of the challenges we had that we thought we were putting forth, these challenges are amplified today. They are multiplied today. So I'm like, okay, so no one addresses issues. Okay. So if you look at the procurement issue with the Wologisi mine, and I'm not a mine engineer, but the time I worked in government, I was the secretary for the interministerial technical committee on mineral. So I pretty much participated in many of the meetings at the Ministry of Lands, Mines, and Energy. So I'm to some extent occurring with the mining laws. Okay, so that Wologisi issue, I know there has been attempts. It's not the first time for people to get it by door, and this is just another attempt. Some people eat their money. There is a law; it must go through the process and what have you. But the way I look at this country, I can only close with this because I know you guys are about to take calls. I will make this closing statement. Anytime in our country, when we have a government where the advisors and the minister of state need range more than the president, it means our president does not know what he's doing or she is doing. He or she is doing. It was the same with George Weah. Natola Mage was the person who knew of ringing because George Weah didn't know what he was doing. Today, it is Grisby, it is Medala Cooper, it is
I was going to show you say the president didn't know what he was doing. How you say that? You got to retract that statement, man. How you say that?
So this president too does not know what he's doing. In fact, this president, the list
No,
is
you
long.
can say that, but
Darren
we didn't know what
Prince Moi, Yomli
No, but let
Kanga,
it make it. So what you doing, Pee-wee? That's not
these are the people. These are the people who are actually making nomination on behalf of Bouaka. John Molu said it. And I'm a word. John Molu said it on spoon. So this is what is happening. We have a government where the president is mentioned less. Those who are dissatisfied with the government, they don't cry in Bouaka knee. They cry in Grisby knee. They cry in Medala Kopo knee. They cry in Yomli Kanga knee. They cry in Darrow Zilon knee. They cry in Prince Moi knee. They cry in Jeremiah Kun knee.
So they get crying the president.
The president is being blocked already. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but if for that, the president need to rule them, so we will not what they crying the other people need to.
So Peabody, we want to Kettleboy, you done?
Another group of predators, we like the worst. That's a trend in our country, which is very sad. That's why I hope that Donald Trump will be elected so he can forget about them.
Don't get penalty to what we living. Don't do that.
I just want to probe your mind too. I want to break you to talk. When Donald Trump be elected,
just before you take course, I heard somebody talking about Wolokisi being around 50 million. All right. Let me just say this.
It's not true. It's not true.
Like Putu Iron Ore, right? Even the Russians that want to sell Putu Iron Ore now,
You're not exact. You're trying to estimate.
No, I wasn't exact, but there was an estimation on that.
You know why you're talking about 50 million? No.
They are selling Putu Iron Ore for over 300 million. Tell the people who want to sell it. Around 50 million is just signature fee. You should know, you know that, Sylvester. You know about the signature fee. 50 million is just around signature fee.
It is estimated.
I think it was 50 billion.
Of course, that's serious money.
I think it was 50 billion.
For us to take it to give it to one Ghanaian because he gave us 20 Polika. That's a joke. Seriously.
And the Ghanaian, look, the Ghanaian has already started doing business. It is the same Ghanaian that Jeremiah Kunu. It is the same Ghanaian that the Jeremiah Kunu took to LPRC that is going to supply LPRC petroleum product. Because he gave a free, Jeremiah Kunu claimed that the man gave a free lunch, not knowing that there is no free lunch in economy. Economists believe that there is no free lunch. But he believed, he said, at no cost to government. He flew with the man jet free. He didn't pay. But the government of Liberia is paying through the contract at LPRC, through the same Ghana man.
So Ibrahim Muhammad was going to buy the whole country. He was going to buy the country. Ibrahim Muhammad. He was going to buy that country.
Yeah.
Now he into mining.
This country is a very corrupt country. Liberia is shamelessly and shamefully corrupt.
How you feel? Yeah, that place.
Yeah, you can say that again.
This country is and corrupt. The
but do you know that
our leader?
Do you know that part of the that mining business they have in Bummy County? Do you know that they have a Ghanaian who has a share in it? The lady who is running the Liberia National Airport. She's running that. She has a share in that mining company as well. And who gave her that contract? Who gave it to her?
But why are they giving like all of their contracts?
Guys, let's Dr. Peabody. You know, why it is true that we can sit here and speak on behalf of these people, or say what we understand. Sometimes I really like to get their views on these things, because you would hear something completely different that will probably just upset you. I'm not trying to say it's not okay for us to educate them.
You already do what you.
But sometimes, let's get people's view. Let the callers from back.
So you don't want moderating?
Let the callers from back.
You're helping him.
Let the callers from back home.
Grace, no, but that great problem, that Lofa problem, that great thing what you started.
Grace, you're doing a great job. You continue to moderate. You're doing a great job. Continue to moderate. We're just going to take calls, and that's it. Good job, Grace. Bravo. Can everybody clap for Grace, please?
Whatever.
When I see Grace this day now, she just want to moderate every day, so she can just every time one person talk, she will talk.
All right, guys.
They don't take nonsense.
We'll take calls from the people back home first, and then we'll take calls from here.
I prefer Grace moderating all of the time.
Yeah, I know. Everything about Grace California, you love it.
All right, guys, we got a couple callers here from the States. Let's take our callers while the guys back home are getting ready. Oops. Okay, the callers. Caller, let's take our caller here. Caller from 618. Please turn your monitor off, or else I'll have to let you go. If you're watching the show and calling, turn it off, please. Caller 612-5847. Your name and where you're calling from. Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm calling from Detroit. My name is Gwen. I just wanted to say something. I heard the self-proclaimed neo-progressive guy talking about Wolokisi is not a good iron ore. I don't know why we sell ourselves so cheap to the international world. Who will come to gas for us, spend billions of dollars, millions of dollars, definitely can get billions of dollars. When it's being estimated that iron ore price is going to go up internationally, Monrovia do not have anything, natural resources, anything to develop on Monrovia, so we depend on all the other counties around us, and Monrovia is where we have forgotten about all the other mining companies that are in Nigeria presently. We're not even considering the degradation of the forest and the national habitat, the way they are destroying the place. And the lawmakers, they don't even talk about it because they have all the trust rented to these companies. These companies devastating the people place, the people can't eat, the fish, the games, like animals are dying, we think they come here just because we develop one word. We who are abroad, we need to bring some sense to this discussion. We need to take aside our policies, stop our travel feelings and stuff, and bring rest and sense to this discussion. Our people depending on some of us. So we shouldn't let them down, please. Let us make sense of this thing and not just about developing one road. With this developing road, the Ghanaians are literally taking over our community, our economy. On a just we are crying that Nigerians are spectators, not spectators. So why are the Ghanaians taking over something the Ghanaians and the Chinese people? Literally taking why are they taking our people, my people? Just please stop stepping into the discussion, man.
Thank you. Let's take out. Let's take out. Let's caller from
Please,
7.
a few seconds, man.
We
Few seconds,
taking
Julius.
callers.
Wait, let's take the caller. Let's not do that.
Because
Let's take it. Let's caller
no,
from
listen to comprehend our two things.
caller from 7.
Take note. New progressive, take note.
I'm taking note.
Very good.
Caller from 701, last 40107. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
I'm having New Progressive is on the show tonight.
I'm always there. I stop seeing you people.
The callers, they're talking over people.
But the whole yellow machine there, I ain't gonna lie to you. On a very serious note, everybody was yesterday and yet talk because the lawmakers know. The lawmakers know that Labrador can get talk. I think it's about time that we all in the diaspora or wherever we are encourage our people to stage a nationwide protest. We are not against the machine, but we need the process to be transparent. So the lawmakers need to, the executive or whoever that behind the whole state, they need to come up to the Liberian people and tell us, hey, this is what's going on, and this is the person that's donating this stuff, and this is it, and be transparent. But we get sit and we get talk. These people already know we get talk, and then we'll keep quiet later, and we get do. So I think it's about time that we take a nationwide protest and tell them, hey, we need a machine, we agree that we need it, but we need the person to be transparent. So, because if we allow this slide, the next one that will come, trust me, we'll wake up one morning and then we see the Ghanaian or the South African, whatever it says, you're already buying it. Because I know Joseph Parker, next thing Joseph Parker, you see the entire being given to the people there, we all will become displaced in our country. So it's about time that we say so that will be on the stage on nationwide protest. Urging the lawmakers that we need a transparent process. We want to know what's going on because nobody's saying anything. Because they know that Labrador people get talk at certain time, everybody just keep quiet. So that's my own input.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take our next caller. 202 last 4 is 2214. Caller, your name and where you calling from. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, hello. This is beautiful. Oh.
We're listening. Go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear, boss.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for it. So, you know, because I thought be on Peabody, when you talk about change, you talk about change. Things that have no condition behind it. And first of all, the statement that you made, please now they are thinking. Comparing apple and juice, apple and orange. We talk about buying equipment in the country. With the budget that's going on in our country, so they need equipment. That costs huge amount of money in our country, going in our country, why we who to procedure. Instead of discussing about it, they city. Then, once you have this thing that somebody says orange and all of them apple is the same thing, and the website about it, you talk about 285 machines in the country. Do you know how much work? But then the school is about go to the city. If I want to know, that is said. Listen, when we say about people to be given out to people, that's because of somebody is progressing in your establishment. We have to give story out to anybody who is in a procedure of money or found like benefit people. And because you want to present it out to somebody and you're not doing it on the ground, well, that's somebody present will visit and last year suffering. But they didn't out with purpose and a good motive. Oh, thank you for the show.
Thank you. Let's take our last caller on this line. That caller hung up. Okay, I will close the phone lines here. If we don't take any more calls, let's take calls from back home. Henry, let's take some calls from back home, please. I will close the phone lines here so we don't get any more calls. Henry, go ahead, boss man. Damn it, I was late to do it.
Henry, your phone is on mute. Henry.
1-077-28-59-61 to the very first caller. Anyone you join us? Hello? I'm doing okay, and you? Yeah, you live in the closing argument. Go ahead.
My name is Peter X. Miller, and community leadership of my phone.
Make a point. 1 minute.
I think back in the day,
We can't hear nothing. I thought Tomalin said he left a phone with you guys.
He just disconnected. Henry just disconnected. He got, I think. Okay, they're following from two sides. Okay, that's why the
there is a procedure and a protocol through which things are procured in a lawful nation.
Henry,
this is another nation. This is a nation with the rule of law. You can also you come to Jewish every breaking law, and you come and executing the law and every rule that you need to go. What is going on? Why our president has decided to bear all business and rules and laws? But until the work on the said it, when you have a stubborn government, a president who doesn't listen to the president, there is one thing our president listen to. And that is something in Africa is Kenya. There will be a Jersey and last in Nigeria.
Thank you so kindly. Let that pick more calls. To this caller, hello.
Henry.
It's not going to work, man. It's hurting.
To this caller, hello.
Henry, Henry, can you hear me?
You are
live in the closing argument. Make your point.
Yeah, this is my name is Arona. I'm calling from Lower Atkinson. I listen to you guys, maybe my sister always listen to the closing argument. I listen guys, how you guys intimidate me. But I have problem with Peabody and I'm going to still there. When the judge machine goes to all the way they talk to me. That's my question to her. I really want to know. I really want to hear is your. Let me tell her. No, if people speaking the truth, let us tell the truth. People are the government. Why the government did just when all this? So yes, we can make it all government. So how is it? So she can tell me, okay, how is it?
Sure.
My question for her.
She will address you. 770-176-35 to this caller. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
And even when you join us.
Yeah, I'm teacher. When you said you come for the computer.
Fix the team.
Yeah. Can I go ahead?
Henry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Henry, can you hear me?
I'm getting you.
Lower the volume on the computer and keep the volume on the phone high. At a very thin pitch. Because you're getting too much feedback. That's what's happening. Lower the volume on the computer and bring the volume up.
770-176-350-777-2859-61 0-777-2859-61. Placing your call and then make a point. Yeah, on the program, the closing argument on the Renaissance Radio 96.12 FM. 0-777-2859-61 is the number to call. Then you will be live. So let's call up. Hello.
Hello.
And everyone you join us. It is okay?
Yes, perfect.
Getting me?
Make a point.
Yeah, we want to tell the government that what they're doing that for, right? This is a peaceful want to do a lot of money for you. You don't be marching the public office. Such is the lawmakers. They are doing the law. So people there that respect the law and live by the law. We repeat it all we have, all one that we have. We don't take our machine out of all of the certain costs. So I feel the government told us to respect the law, respect our other one of you.
Thank you so kindly. 077-2859 system. We'll take just 2 more calls and then we'll turn back to the panelist. 077-2859 61. To this caller. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
How are you? Your name from where you join us?
Yeah, I'm teaching when you for a future.
Make your point.
Hello.
Make your point. Go ahead.
Yeah, but as we saying, the yellow machine business, you know the yellow machine, like Mr. General Equipment. We try to ask the hard question. Instead of looking at your child is not working, not selling, your child is food at home. You cannot Papa just eat. That means do all the yellow machine. They don't want to get a yellow machine, but they want to ask the question what they get the yellow machine for. The reason why the guy is our lawmaker is not putting the comment sheet to fire. Because you remember when the 21,000 about the minister, the final minister, the American, the minister of fixing the rule. At the end of the day, one of the senators of America for that thing, I don't forget about it. So all the time you see the guy will continue to get the police commander took him off, but another thing again about money. You want to have to the M12, another money. All the things that report. So at the end of the day, they come up with fine. On the lawmaker, when the lawmaker is not putting the community to fire.
Okay, thank you. To this very last caller. Hello. Hello. So that's it. It's back to you guys.
You want me to? Well, if you talk to us,
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I was saying, I put the phone lines up because folks from the diaspora wanted to chime in. I kept getting called, but I turned the phones off. So
no, put it back on.
Yeah, I put it back on. I put it on. I mean, it's on. So guys, we can take up to 15 calls on this line. If you all call at once, we can take all of you guys in until you.
Yeah, but I mean, people can make some comments on some of the calls that came in. I think somebody talked about
you guys can address some of the calls, and when the calls start coming through,
I'll let you all address one or two issues.
So let me quickly. It's unfortunate, my dear sister.
1 minute.
Yeah, thank you. It's unfortunate, my dear sister, I listen to you, but again, we listen to the show, but sometimes we don't comprehend where we come from. And what I said, me clear. I said the grade, the iron ore grade. We had one of the best iron ore grade in Bombing. The iron ore grade, one of the best currently iron ore grade we have in the world is from Australia. There was an Australian company that came to prospect water gizzard. Then I was a student, part of the Lofa University Student Association that were part of the process of accessing, protecting water gizzard mountain. The grade we have there, it is because we have the Hammerlet and the Manandek type of iron ore process. Our grade is not the best kind of a grade we have in the water gizzard mountain. You need to know this. And sometimes we say things, we're not just going to say things we're speaking off our head. No, my dear sister, we don't have to follow the best. I'm not saying it's not a good grade. It's not one of the best grade we have. The grade in Putu, the grade we had in
How do you know that, sir?
There was an assessment, there was an exploration done at the time during the Eddie administration. They gave the process. So that's the kind of grade we have. And what they emphasize again, that's one of the reasons why I said we shouldn't keep it for a very long time. Because most of the international companies that vehicle making is not of iron again. It's not of iron. So they're moving from different level. All level will keep it, and then the value will just depreciate over the period of years. That's what I'm saying. It's not of the best grade.
And additionally,
additionally,
before you come here, I want to say something quick to Peewee for 20 seconds. Peewee, the lady called and she spoke her mind, and I'm all for women, rights.
No, I didn't say nothing wrong.
But I just want to say
she attacked me. She said I didn't know what I was saying. I just said no.
When you said to her that I want you to understand, want you to comprehend, it's like insulting to her because she read it.
No, hey man, girl, I can make it looking at
what she said, you not telling us there was a great number. Iron ore prices going up on the market, so we don't even know whether that grade.
I know. I said she didn't get me. I said she didn't get me. The great woman, I can never do that. And if I took it, let me clarify.
Because that's a very intelligent woman.
No, great. I don't want nobody taking it different. I said she didn't comprehend what I said.
She didn't comprehend what you said.
No, but I was talking about the grade there. It's not of a valley grade in that particular mountain. It's not of a high grade.
Yeah, but the thing is that you never said how you knew it. So now I asked you, so how you know? You said there was an evaluation done.
Of course,
but the thing is that the grade you say is not high grade. It may be high in this 2024 because I am all prices going up. And that's what you were saying. You do have the right to say that.
Let me say this: if you understood on her behalf differently, I'm very sorry if I may have said it that way. But I didn't mean
and just quickly.
I didn't mean him.
Additionally, I think it came from her as well. And when she talked about, I think Pee-wee being
your professor. I mean, I don't have problem with that.
No. You see, hold on 1 minute for me. I'm talking about the issue of being tribalistic and why development should focus on Lofa, and probably Monserrado has got not much mineral resources or natural resources. I think this is some of the problems we have as a country. There is no way possible that would drive development, and the place that is producing those minerals cannot get developed more than the other places. I think it's completely wrong. I'll give you an example. When I used to work for USAID, we went to a place called Guar. Guar is almost like the border town to Freetown, to Sierra Leone. Mm-hmm. This is the place where the diamond of the country comes from. And practically when you're going into Guar, you will get one driver standing on the other side and the other person standing on the other side while you're passing over the ditch, and they're telling you, so they get one stake so over the ditch and another stake so, and you're putting one tire so, and somebody standing in front of you and directing. When you get into that place and they tell you, say, this is where the diamond of the country comes from, you feel terrible. It's because of some of these. I think we need a system in the country where the actual resources of the country come from, at least 30-40% of the money raised from those places should go back there. I'm strongly for that. So it's not tribalistic when somebody say a Wologisi mountain is raising 50 billion for Liberia. At least you're gonna 10 billion of that money that is raised from Lofa should be used for Lofa development. It's very important. We keep making that mistake.
But
we understand where you're coming from.
Let me just, if I could just chime in here really quick. I think there might have been some kind of misunderstanding as to what the caller said. She said, let us not invoke tribalism into our discussion because
but it sounds tribalistic.
Go beyond.
But that's not tribalistic.
She did not reference Pee-wee as being.
Did it mean say Roma go to Lofa?
Okay.
I said Rose to go to Lofa. If you're taking money from Rose to go to Lofa, they should pay the real.
Why do you be taking money from Lofa?
What she said, let's be clear.
And Lofa is in the trenches.
Let's be clear here. If we misunderstood the caller, I think we can just assume what was stated. But
no, not misunderstanding.
She did not reference
be taking money from Lofa. Let's say, for example, the city is more money. The city happening to us from Basso.
Toga.
You know, Basso is the gateway for the driving of the entire iron ore, and the highest metal steel is given to us as a country is $1 million. It's $1 billion. The country that is driving the iron ore, the higher metal steel is given to Nima that they come from is like 1.5 million. It's unfortunate. Because all the money goes to national government. We have to change that. We have to change that.
When y'all start sounding like that, they look tribalistic.
No. For me, it's not tribalistic. We cannot. Metal steel is taking all the iron ore from Nima. Nima gets 1.5 million. No, it shouldn't be. Let's be frank. They should get more than that.
The reason why
driving into federal state. You know that.
I tend to agree with Toga.
No, we can't be doing that. They will not be happening in Nigeria.
Toga, will you allow other people
and Delta is going to develop? They will not happen.
Toga,
can I come in?
Will you allow other people import?
Yeah, please. Let other people make an import.
Okay, let other people just chime in over here because again, what you're saying is what you want. No one is telling you the idea of developing the area where we got these natural resources or this mineral form should not be developed. No one is denying or opposing that idea. But what we are saying here is let this not be based on tribal line. And that's what the caller said. Let us view these things holistically. Just that when we ask our lawmakers who go to represent us to not base their decisions on the constituents who elected them, instead it should be based on a national view, holistically. What can I do to transform the life of Liberians, not simply those who are within my district or within my county? And I think that's what the caller is saying. We must look at Liberia as one, not on these different tribal lines or county. Yes, it will help develop the entire country if we were to look at the bigger picture and not just segments and say this is where development should go. And I think that's what the caller was saying. If we are to look at it that way, then we have a better chance of developing the country as compared to thinking about sectors of the country.
Can I come in?
Can I come in?
I need to come in. The government supposed to be giving all the counties the different amount of money or putting it in the budget for the counties. But then when the country is supposed to give back to the government in the entire country as a whole, then you say, oh no, because it comes from you. And you're great, but some people fair, you'll be fair, you're senator. And you're fair, like giving the money, then you make your own country. You move on like, but once that rest of whole country as a whole, they'll get a 30% and you will live with that. Thank you.
Well, let me come in. Let me come in.
I think that Peabody wanted to come in.
Go ahead, Chief.
Let me come in. Look, let me say this. You cannot come to my house, and then my house is producing all the food that people eat, and I don't get a majority of the food to eat. That's foolish. I think I would agree with what Toga was saying. You can't go to Lofa. Lofa is the mining rich area. Take out all the diamond, take out all the gold, and Lofa don't benefit. Lofa that should be priority when it comes to even county development fund. If Mitasti is giving other counties $2 million, Lofa should get at least 10 or more $1 million for development, because it is where the resources are being taken from, is where it is going. I think there should be a priority. It doesn't have anything to do with tribalism or anything. I think the county that provide the natural resources are going to get the natural resources. They should benefit more. That people should be employed. They should have more hospital. They should have everything. Majority of the people that are employed in that place should be from Lofa County or be from Nima County.
I disagree.
Okay, guys, I have a call on the line. Can we take the caller?
That's some of the mistakes we made when we're putting the mineral.
Guys, let's take the caller on the line.
That's some of the mistakes we made when we're putting the mineral development.
We have a caller on the line.
We should have done percentage.
Caller, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from? Toga, can you hear us?
Put 1.5 million for Nima.
Toga, can you hear us? You got a caller on the line. Go ahead, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
So this is Chuchu Alex Jones, calling from Boston.
Go ahead, Alex.
And my question to the panelists is, especially the point that you were just making, that lawmakers should not just focus on a district, but they should have a holistic view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one of the responsibilities,
right,
on national view. But then at the same time, if they should not look up for their district, then why are they elected based on the district?
Okay, so I think the statement is that not that they should not look out for their district, but district or decisions, innovative thoughts should impact the district and overall benefit every sector of the country. That's what we're talking about. I think that's the idea here. If Alex was to become the next senator of Monserrado County, Alex focus, if he were to come in and say, okay, I noticed the issue of disability. Folks with disability or special needs are not focused on. Access to public facilities is not one of those things. All right, let me take this other call. There's an international caller.
But caller, they read Article 34 of our Constitution. You understand?
Go ahead. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
This is Pewazi. I'm calling from South Korea.
From South Korea. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, the discussion is very hectic, especially when it comes to the mining sector and the mounting in Lofa. You know, come to think of it, you know, this is just realistically speaking. You know, here where I live in South Korea is where Samsung have the biggest corporation, where they have the biggest manufacturing area in Pyeongtaek. I mean, if you see the city that Samsung built just right behind their factory, I mean, they are giving back to the community. This is what we want to see. I mean, this is just realistically speaking. I mean, you cannot, even though we have to move the iron ore to other countries to the destination, but the place they're taking those things have to be really developed. I mean, they have to give back to the society. This is what we're talking about. And this is not about travel or any other thing. You understand me? The reason Lofa pulled up to the mountain is for them to benefit. I'm not from Lofa, I'm from Grand Bassa County. I mean, this is just very simple. The reason they're holding on those mountains is for them to benefit the whole lot. So we expect Lofa to benefit, if not 50% of what is coming from there, but at least they should benefit the whole lot. So this is the discussion. It's not about travel, it's realistic, it's everywhere in the world. Wherever you take the minerals should be to benefit the whole lot. So thank you very much for the discussion.
Thank you.
We should not bring our
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, that's it. Peewee, I know you have something to say. And
The
then
Gagwa was all coming though.
Yeah, quickly before I want to come in.
Gagwa was all coming.
Yeah, before I want to come in, I just what I was saying, Lufa, you're saying something quickly is that what I said and that they caught up again said things about tribalism. It was directed of what I said because I said we should talk the role quickly from Lufa into the central part of Monrovia and build a rail, and that's what they said. Build a rail from Monrovia into Gantam and Nimba, Bon County, Mangibi, and the free port of Monrovia that are going to benefit the country nationally. That's what we emphasize. And part of the discussion, that was part of the initial discussion when this Australian company started this process. And we said, hey, that would be the best thing to do. Build from the time you have what into Vonjama, all the way into Zozo district, and then Salari district, then Banga City. You hit between there, the rail going to pass, because they were saying that you should go to Guinea, right? You cannot do that. We should have the infrastructure as a base county, and then we spread through the rest of the country. That's what, and that's what development, a very good agent of development, like some of us are, will want to push for. And that's the kind of best to do, Mama. That's it.
I got one more caller and then Robert. Caller, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from. Go ahead. Your name and where you calling from.
Yes, this is Robert Black Diamond, calling from the great city of Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Go ahead.
First of all, I would like to say, good evening to all of you guys on the show tonight, especially to my brother Robert, my namesake. Robert, just to let you know, man, we're gonna be out there in Georgia next month. We're gonna party with you hard, so just expect that. To Grace, how you doing tonight? Toga, Dr. Peabody, Peewee, my brother from Lofa County. I was born and raised in Lofa County. Not to forget my brother Lofa Julius. But listening to you guys tonight, I just want to give my input concerning the Watergate Mountain situation. Being born in Benjamin, I've seen exactly what our people go through, and I know the needs of our people. What we pretty much trying to say, and I do agree with what Toga said, we cannot have a county where we allow people to come and exploit our resources.
Well, if you're taking him off the screen, then you take the guest because Lofa is connected to the person who's talking.
I think that what happened.
That's what happened.
Yes.
I'm talking about the common people, which means the county has to benefit socially, economically, educationally, road networks. We're talking about those companies have to provide, be able to build infrastructure such as libraries and stuff like that. So we are no longer in the period where we sit back and allow foreigners to come into the country and exploit our people and let us broken. We have seen those things happen in other counties and other places. And we, the people of Lofa, we're not going to sit there and allow those things to happen. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are doing a great job. We are always listening to you guys. To keep it going, and we're standing by.
Robert, did you still want to know whether that lady's married?
Hey, look, you put me in trouble the last time. I was asking for somebody.
All right, Dr. Peabody, go ahead.
Look, why you embarrassed a man like that?
Listen, I think that I couldn't hear what Robert was saying. What did he say when he mentioned me? What did he say?
I think the man say he coming to your event sometimes next month or something.
Oh, he's talking about my wedding. Oh, okay. So
that's a big day, though. That's a big day.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
I'm surprised you're so relaxed, huh, Robert.
Raul getting married.
So this is
Raul getting married. We don't know.
This is
man. You guys are late. You guys late.
This is therapeutic. There's a neo-progressive with South by. This is therapeutic. But listen, I let me ask this question, right? Who owns the Wologisi Mountain?
The Republic of Liberia.
Exactly. The Republic of Liberia owns the Wologisi Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay? And so that answers the point. The Wologisi Mountain, though located in a particular county, is not owned by the people of Lofa County. Let's be very clear. Okay? So any argument that because the Wologisi Mountain is located in Lofa County somehow gives them the leverage or the right to benefit more from any potential deal will be one that I will vehemently opposed to.
Let me ask you a question quickly. Where's the MDA? What does the MDA mean?
Let me say this quickly.
MDA.
Mineral Development Agreement.
Exactly. And what does the MDA says in most of the agreements?
But okay, so
the people must benefit. The local.
The house is like real. The counties are the rooms in the house. That's why I don't understand.
So neo-progressive.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. I was having a conversation with someone the last time and your name came out. I said, look, listen, anyone who privately or publicly tell me that Sylvester Peewee don't know what he's talking about, I will hang up the phone. Because when it comes to the law, when it comes to diplomacy, when it comes to certain things, Sylvester, he knows his crap. So I'm not going to argue with Sylvester on some things. But let me just say this again. The point here, Sylvester, is not where it's not the Lofans benefiting from the deal, right? What I'm saying here is when you start a conversation with that tone, knowing Liberian people, you set the wrong tone where people believe and they become entitled to if there's any potential deal that happens here and the people of Lofa does not benefit 80%, then they've been basically cheated, right? Because it's located in Lofa County. So we cannot start the conversation with that tone. Of course, during the negotiations, there will be concerns about any potential deals being carried out in Lofa, given the fact that it's located in Lofa. And I think that the people's concern must be addressed by the government, right? But any potential deals that happen with Wologisi Mountain, I think the tone should be that the country as a whole benefits, whatever that looks like, be it road connectivity or train, whatever it is, that the people of Liberia by extension benefits from it. And that's all I'm saying.
Now the thing is, I think the problem we have is this whole unitary state. Probably if we were a federal state, things would be a little bit different. On our system of governance, the problem we have is that everything is controlled by central government and central government districts. That is the problem we have. Now, but even in the wake of this, I think the way they even did the mineral development agreement, like the metal steel agreement, for example, I think the way they did apportioning for the counties that directly affected was completely wrong on the part of the legislature or whoever must have proposed that. You can't have a county like Nimba, where the O is coming from. And all in the package for them is $1.5 million annually for social development purposes. I mean, that was completely wrong. You're taking billions of dollars.
Coming for them, it's not coming for the other countries. We're making other countries.
No,
don't get this one out. That's a little different.
It's a little different. That is a corporate for Nimba. And you get it people $1.5 million every year.
But that's a little different.
Do the slackest development in Nimba.
That is just the corporate social responsibility. Remember, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, and we've had argument on this process. The company, Axel Metal, is still paying her due revenue to the Liberian government in the consolidated account. That's the social, that's the corporate social responsibility. They pay to the county for royalty fee because it's on the ground of the counties, of those counties. So you have Bond County, is passing through Bond County.
I think Bond County getting 500,000.
500,000. You pay him because Grand Pastor is receiving 1 million. So it is the social, corporate social responsibility of the company to do that. That is not what they're paying in terms of their taxes and other things they're paying to the government of Liberia in totality. There's huge amount of money.
But what they should have done, what for me should have been inserted in our MDA should have been like at least a percentage of that one that comes to national government should also be used there. Even if
and that's why they're building roads across the country. That's why national government is trying to construct the road.
But national government does not feel obligated directly to NEMA for that money. What comes to NEMA is that 1.5. National government
this point now Rawa argument generally to conclude that on. That's why Rawa
national government can decide. National government can
90% of the money should be new by national government.
A better steel taxes came out to 10 million to national government. National government can decide let's use that money on Bomi County. There is nothing that holds national government accountable to you part of that money on NEMA. That is my point. It should be accepted in the MDA.
So
I think for me, I think it's wrong. I think it's nonsense. You can't come in my county and take all that mineral from there, and my people are not benefiting. And as I said before, when it comes to employment, the people of the county should be a priority. When it comes to county development fund, they should increase that. There's no way. Even in the U.S. I mean, there are states, even the state of New Jersey, where I work, you have to be a resident of that state before you work. If not, they have other laws you got to go by. I don't live in New Jersey. I work in New Jersey, but there are other laws that I got to go by. And if you are from a specific county, you benefit people in certain counties. I live in Bucks County in Pennsylvania. My kids benefit because we pay taxes in that county. There are specific county tax that benefit my people. I think with the amount of
all states, brother.
Okay, yes, well, every state. I just give you an example. But with what's happening in Lofa and Nima, I think the people are being deprived. I know Liberians need jobs. Liberians have a priority.
They are not deprived. They are not deprived.
I believe they are. I believe so. Nima, I believe that they are deprived because you got people that care.
Well, at the new debate, a new progressive will start a debate when you're ready for Lofa. The men will come down and we'll start a debate.
Let me finish. There are people that are coming, even foreigners, that are being hired. There are people from other counties that are being hired before you even hire people from that county. That is wrong. That's totally wrong. You shouldn't hire people. You shouldn't hire people from Monrovia, and you got people living from Nima right there.
So why
no. Yeah, the problem.
But let me.
In Pennsylvania because you're from Liberia. They shouldn't hire you at that people. That's what you trying to tell.
Well, I'm saying, listen, Grace.
Because you're from Liberia, you should go right back to the country.
No, Grace, that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
I am a resident of Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, if I am from Nima, if I hail from Nima, nobody should be higher over me if we can do the same job.
No.
No. Exactly.
What Great just said just now, right? Before they start there, that's what I'm complaining about this process.
The problem here is that, right? There's a problem. Your argument, I understand where you're coming from, right? But we can't run a country like that in the 21st century, right? Because here's the thing. Okay, let's give your point.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you. I live in Nima. Why should somebody from Maria come and get my job?
Okay, so
I'm a resident of Nima.
Because
right now, most of the jobs are in Monrovia. The government is ran from Monrovia, right? Are you saying that the people?
But the central government is based in Monrovia, so
exactly. But the central government is technically ran from Monrovia. The central
government is based in Monrovia.
For most of the companies, most jobs are in Monrovia. This is the reason why the city is congested right now, right? Because everything is found in Monrovia. Are you saying that folks should not come from other counties to come to Monrovia to find jobs ahead of those who live in Monrovia?
The central government is based in the capital of Monrovia. then there should be no limit in hiring people from other countries.
So what do you say about those who live in
listen, that where all the government offices located. Secondly, they are not bringing revenue to the government. They are taking it from my county, and the government is getting benefits from that.
So I think that the deals that are structured, again, I understand your point.
There should be a residency clause there that if you are from Nima and there's job opportunity, Nimadians or Lofians should be the party number one. And then people from other kind of get that job.
Yeah, but that is if they are qualified for those jobs. And this is where
thank you. Can we
and this is where
but there are some jobs that they don't need qualification that they can do.
This is where companies this is where companies
but look at for example. You think the Indians that are coming and cooking for metal steel.
That's exactly the point I was
making.
making.
Coming and cooking for
this
metal
is the point.
steel.
This is the point I was making.
Are they better than Liberians to come and cook?
Well, but wait a minute. No, talk. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You got Indians cooking for metal steel. Indians working for Western Cluster. The Indians are all over the place. They're taking the jobs.
Listen, guys. Let me lay on my point, please. Look. Let me lay on my point. We all remember when Ellen said when we sold Kennejaw to Bob Johnson, right? And that was one of the major investment in doing Ellen Town when that happened, right? And when that hotel was built, the mindset or the idea was that Liberians would have benefited job-wise. What we did not do as a government, we did not ensure that Liberians, we had the human capacity, right, to actually work the kind of jobs that Bob Johnson Hotel required. Liberians, even now, we don't even have an associate degree level for hotel management in our country. But in our country right now, hotels, restaurants, so forth and so on, takes almost 80% of the job outside of the government. Entertainment. We are not investing in building the human capacity for the jobs and the opportunities that we got coming in the country. So even hotels or even these companies, you talk about style of material and the Indians cooking for them. Who the Liberian chef that we have, or the few of the Liberian chefs that we have, do they know how to cook other recipe outside of cassava leaf and palm butter?
Right.
Yes. Cook other recipe outside No, I'm not saying Liberian chefs.
I have an announcement, please.
I'm saying how many of them are there? Because I've been to the system.
Man, the biggest thing, Robert, the problem we have here, first of all, we have a Liberianization policy that is completely being ignored. All right? The Liberianization policy sets aside certain jobs that should be exclusively done by Liberians. It sets aside.
I understand that, but you can have those policies all day. No, you can have those policies all day. Toga, you can have those policies all day, right? But if you have those policies,
who should implement it?
If you have those policies, to implement those policies, you've got to make sure
who are allowing the Indians to come in, who giving the Indians work permit, who are allowing them to take the jobs that Liberians should do. The labor ministry says
if I'm an investor, Toga, if I'm an investor and I open a restaurant, how do you convince me that I must hire Liberians to be, for instance, to be supervisors, to be bartenders?
I don't even need to convince you. I should ensure you do it by regulating you.
You can regulate me all day, but your country does not permit me to hire qualified Liberians to do the job. How can I do the job? How can I hire?
But why should I negotiate with you? I should come to your place. If you're not following the policy, I like your place.
No. Excuse me. You know when
you
seven lives, people.
Did I say no?
So you're not be seven lives. I want to make an announcement tonight. Is the wake keeping of the 17-year-old boy who was killed in rehab community by the police officer. He was shot and killed. Tonight is his wake keeping. We want to say our prayers and condolence to his family, and we hope that proper investigation and the right amount of leverage will be on our police officer for him to serve the right time, level on the law, the given by the law that will be level on him for the taking of the life of that 17-year-old boy. I wanted to announce our prayers and condolence to his family. We hope a lot of Liberians show up to that wake tonight to uplift our family. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that Peabody, so basically on the issue about the Liberianization thing we're just talking about quickly, Toga, the process here is that if, and again, it's clear into the laws of the country, if you came in the country, you set up those kind of a business. If you don't have librarians qualified, the law provides very clear. If librarians are not qualified for it, you will just go and impose librarians and they are not competent or qualified to do the job. You will have to, if you don't have librarian qualified, then you bring in, you set the stage, you bring in other professionals to get the job done. Then you begin the process of incorporating librarians and getting them learn to the job. You orientate them to the basic training, and then you absorb the process.
So
you
what's
can
about
impose?
yeah,
You
but,
can impose.
what's about them interfering with those jobs that are set aside exclusively for Liberia? Why, for example, foreigners should be selling ice in the country?
And, okay,
why
I'm
should
coming to
foreigners
that.
even open barber shops in the country?
I'm coming to that.
Yeah, you know. So the one and I about it's just because our laws are not being followed to the letter. I think that is the problem we have.
Foreigners should not open the cold water factory in the country.
Of course, we got it all.
Foreigners should not do that. But again, at the industrial scale, those things we have to go back to the law and see at the industrial. For instance, what we used to have around the 72nd end there before 72nd, the back road going to Nizo, the Chinese coastal the eggs factory. It was on the industrial line. People were building those things to help incorporate that. The law provides that if there's a foreign mechanism in place to help improve the system, we can provide room for that process. It's not the window is not closed on that. The door is not closed. It's shut down on the process of those coming with the technical expertise to help our people. Because you have to build some chemistry with those people and build the synergy in a way and manner that we can help and move the country economy forward. Our local economy is struggling. We have to listen to them. For instance, those that evolved into the rock crushing area. Those Chinese are bringing major and state-of-the-art machines that will help ease the process of the rock crushing process. We can incorporate them in the process and they will allow them to. But again, you mix them with librarians. Huh?
Of course. Of course. You see, one of the things that are happening in the country now is like every Liberian that gets now a little bit successful in a particular sector, instead of them finding Liberians to even run some of the things, they go looking for foreigners because they see the foreign companies do that. Take for example, almost 60 to 65 successful Liberian businesses are now hiring Indians and out of the financial pressing also. You see what's going on? Because nobody is estimating that. Why do you need, say for example, a controller or accountant for your business and you must get an Indian to do it when you got several Liberians coming every day out of university, financial school, but we can't hire them?
So who are you referring
to?
60
to
75%
of the successful Liberian businesses in the country.
Are you referring to Siemens Freeman?
I know, but most of them are
you referring to Siemens Freeman?
Most of them, it's terrible. And you say Liberians going to school, they're learning, they know all these things, but they can't get a job. The Indians come here and take those jobs from these people.
Now, the problem, They say that Brown not honor those Librarians, controller, accounting will steal the money. That's what they portray.
But here's another thing though, another perspective. Yeah, another perspective that you can look at
anywhere around here.
But Toga, similar thing happens right here in the United States, where Indians are actually brought here, okay, to occupy a lot of the IT positions.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why, and matter of fact, some of the positions are outsourced to India.
Mm-hmm.
What are those call center positions where they just have to pick up the phone?
Yeah.
The triage, the first calls that come through, they answer it, and then they either escalate it to folks here in the United States. The reason why that is done from a business perspective, based on what I heard, it is cheaper to hire an Indian to serve as a system administrator as compared to hire someone from the United States who would expect you to pay more. As a system administrator with at least 10 years experience, you're not paying me what you're supposed to be paying the Indian. So taking all of those things into consideration, a lot of companies will rather bring people in to occupy those positions. I experienced it personally. Coming up when I used to work for a medical software development company. You know what they did? They bought over the company that I work for as a senior administrator, and they outsourced my position to India. Then they offered me a position to go to the head campus And I said, no, I'm not going to the Midwest. I dealt with the cold. I lived in the snow already. I'm not going back there. And they handed me my envelope. I took the envelope. I had a choice. I had a choice to either go to the Midwest and work, or I had to let go of the position. But the entire Clavier, the software support, was actually sent to India.
But you know
So
what? You know what, Lofa? In Liberia, that's the opposite. The Indians make more money here. The Indians make the least the Indians will take here is around 1,500.
okay,
Yeah,
but
So
here's the
Liberian
thing.
will not make that money here.
But here's the thing,
but
though.
Lofa,
Yes.
generally in Liberia, Liberians have been overlooked.
Right.
Liberians have been undermined.
Okay.
And our labor law is weak because you know what?
Very.
Our labor department official will go to the Indian people and will give them brown envelope and money, and they don't care who come and take a position, whatever position the Liberians should take, they will give it to somebody else.
And I
That's
agree.
why they do that.
And I
We have
agree.
no law. Communists that come and open here when they should be coming up with policy that ensures that Liberianizations, that Liberian get the job first, than anybody else ensure when you can't find anybody who is qualified, any Liberian who is qualified before you give it out. We don't do that. So for that reason, you even have secretaries, you have even simple accountants and things that have been taken up by foreigner Ghanaians are all over that place working. And in Ghana, they will not even give you a cook job. To even be a cook in somebody's restaurant or do something, do not do it. But here, we honor them. We see that they are the best, and that's why you have thousands of students graduating from the University of Liberia that they can't even get a job. I went to a Royal Hotel in Liberia. I was staying there the other time. And who was the manager for the restaurant? Was an Arab guy from somewhere. Okay, Liberians were the only one who was serving the bar or serving the food. They're not even allowed to be managers in simple restaurants. Then what opportunity Liberians have? They don't have that opportunity.
And I think that's Dr. Peabody. This is where I want to agree with all of us that we need to strengthen the labor law, where we will prioritize our people because we can provide training to these different individuals. Skills training should be provided at every job so that people can be able to develop themselves. Unfortunately, these are not things that we look into. If you were to just do your own survey, how many young people do you often see graduating from the University of Liberia or other academic institutions who are provided internship? Okay, it's rare. Right now, with my agency, we got 5 different young people who just came from the university. They're still, matter of fact, they are still at the university. We brought them on as interns. They're not into IT, but we get them doing stuff so that they can have something to do, to understand the work environment and provide to the economy. Because if you brought a young person from the university to serve as an intern, whether it is 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, you're still giving back to the economy. Unfortunately, I don't think we value our own. So we often look outside for resources as compared to looking inside. And when we look inside, we don't build ourselves from inside as well. If Toga, like he rightfully said earlier, Toga mentioned something earlier, and he said most Liberian tend to just, when they get employed or from within, they excel, they step on the other people. They don't do much about them. They don't do anything to help develop these other young people so that they can excel. And this is part of our problem. We don't do these things. It's because I don't know whether we don't believe in ourselves or we just don't feel like there's a need to build human capacity. That is something I can do. I mean, who cannot work in?
Lofa, we celebrate these companies. Take for example, if a company like Metal Steel comes to announce that we just increase, our investment in Liberia to 1 billion, we celebrate that. We're all even asking the hard questions. They 1 billion, they coming to invest. Who benefits more? They see people carrying the money right back. If you're hiring Indians and Arabs and Lebanese and so forth, and you're hiring them, you're paying them 3, 4, 5,000, and you're paying Liberian people, they hire 1,000, 1,500. The bulk of the money is still leaving the country. So you would just announce that you investing 1 billion in the country, but that 1 billion is actually not sitting here. It's not sitting here. And we can. I understand your point when you say trainings and all of that, but my man, Every year, hundreds of Liberians are graduating from different colleges and universities. And many of these people are not even getting jobs in the country.
That's
And
a
many
fact.
of the jobs that you're bringing people to do here are jobs that Liberians here are capable of doing. That's why there is a huge lineup of Liberians at different embassies wanting to leave the country because they can't find opportunity. But an Indian will get here today, and tomorrow morning they may already got a job. And you be wondering how. A Liberian will stay here for the next 15, 20 years looking for a job. An Indian comes in tomorrow morning and he gets a job the next day. And he gets a job that Liberians should do. Once the people who own these companies come from a particular country, it's like they put a system in place in their country for their citizens to come and find jobs. So they don't bring the jobs for us. So, say for example, Metal Steel is owned by an Indian, Lashman Metal. So you go to Metal Steel, it's almost like it's a home country for the Indians. The same thing with Western Cluster, the Indians. B Mountain, the Turkish. The Turkish do almost all the jobs at B Mountain. And a few jobs go to Liberians because our labor ministry, the people in the labor sector, they are not strengthening the law. The laws are there, only about the implementation. That is the problem. Nobody's implementing. Let's take, for example, the Liberianization policy. There's a whole lineup of more than 20 different things that Liberians should do. It's there. If you wake up in the morning as a minister of labor and you're looking on that list and you realize that you can even send your men in the field to go and check all these things and see what. My man, there are people, there are Lebanese who are barbers in Montreal. They run barbing saloon.
Wow.
I'm telling you, we got more than 5 to 6 barbing saloons run by these people right in Montreal. How can Liberians be competing with Lebanese for a barbing job? In fact, the restaurants and Timpa, they overtaking bakeries. The people selling bread and all now in the country. The people into water, they into ice. All these jobs are set aside for Liberians. It's in the law. People are sitting and they leave all these things. How in the world Indians will enter sort of 50 per day? They enter and they get job. Yes. If you just visit the airport, you see the number of Indians that enter the country per day. It's scary.
Wow.
Where's even the work permit? The work permit that's they're supposed to, because I mean labor ministry should be raising a lot of money. Labor ministry should even be giving a quarterly report so we know what the work permit, and you know the in terms of work permit, how much the country is generating. Because the program becoming like that and we're not even knowing how much the country is generating. I think LRA should be raising a lot of money for the labor ministry. In fact, I heard there's some Indian almost like recruiting firm here that will just collect the Indians and bring them, take their passports from them, find their job, and as they start to work, they pay them back. And when they pay you, before they turn your passport over to you, yeah, it's happening. And we think that Liberians are lazy. We think that Liberians are unethical. We think that Liberians don't want to get the job done. It is not the case because Liberians are struggling in their own country to get jobs. The jobs are given to the
Toga, let me ask you a quick question then. Who do we hold accountable? Who do we hold liable for all of these things that you just explained? Because from all indication, your labor minister is just ignoring the plights of the people. That's all I'm hearing from all you just stated. They are just not doing what is expected of them.
Even you go on Google now and just check Liberianization policy, jobs set aside for Liberian, you see it. All these jobs are being done by foreigners now. Nobody is taking track of them. Nobody. And I mean, government cannot provide jobs for everybody. But if we put some sectors aside for Liberians to do, and those Liberians doing it, those Liberians can improve other sectors. Because at least one Liberian will be able to employ maybe 5 or 6% in the cosmetology sector. In different sectors. But if they are in competition with the foreign people who can just walk to our same banks, the same problem we're having even with the banking sector. I mean, you go to the bank, for a Liberian to get loan is difficult, but the same foreign man that come tomorrow morning can go to the same bank and take loan easily. Because there's a cartel in place to give it to them more than to give it to the Liberians. Because no system in place.
All right, guys. I think Dr. Peabody had a run, so let's close it up or call it a night. Let's get our closing comments or closing arguments for the night, and hopefully we'll be back here on Monday. Any one of you guys will go first, actually. Peabody, you're muted.
Yeah, let me say thank you, brother. But again, part of the process is that we all want to see the country move forward, and we should begin the process about ensuring that we be collective about this process. And let me inform all of our folks. The new progressive mantra is maybe my dear sister, I was talking about the new progressive thing. The new progressive thing is a thinking, it's a shared thought process. It's the process that project and want to push project on a very high line the image of our country, and we think Liberia first and do everything Liberia think and speak Liberia, project the image of the country very well. So she's a new progressive. We are new pros, making sure that we seek the mass base of the people interest, and as part of that reason, we say new progressive, new progressive. So you are a new progressive, my dear sister. So the process we push is always wanting to see accountability to the country and providing those workable mechanisms that we see that is feasible in our forward march. It is important that we time to time want to stick to the stakeholders, ask them to give accountability to governance, and it's important when we give accountability to governance, and we in the public sector, we open ourselves to public scrutiny. These are very important ventures, and we want to see when I serve government, and I'll be open to that. People will have to criticize me. People will have to critique my stand. People have to know what I'm doing, and all of those processes. When I left government at the time, and I came out, I was not active in the country then. I thought it was imprudent to always be away and still take government salary. Well, part of the reason I exited the process. So we always have to open up to the process, and we cannot always want to sit and always believe that there will going to be a particular day will come that the country going to move through, and we sit and relax and fold our arm and believing that we're going to have miracle perform in the country. No, the country should be based on merit. It's a meritocracy system that we want to see happen and build in our country. The government should be open up. There should be a public, open process to it, and we should scrutinize public officials in the implementation of the function of government. That's part of the reason why they are elected, and they should come to the people of Liberia. So I will always want to be very pleased to be on this kind of a public platform, and also open the process up as we discuss this line. It's not about personal aggrandizement. It's not about my personal glorification. It's not about my personal benefit. No, we all should work very hard. That's why I took time to have myself educated, to seek other means of greener pasture outside of public function and the rest of that. So I just want to say thank you, Julius, for closing this program this evening. We look forward to another show coming up, hopefully on Monday. But we pick the country moving forward. Thank you for your stewardship also.
Yes. So thank you. So I would think to make progress in the extractive industry or natural resources that come from counties, I think in the long run, Liberia, we have to think of maybe a federal state where every county can be able, to manage itself. Like you have the US, like you have Nigeria, some other places, where real decisions are made at the local level. If not, we'll always have a system where Monrovia will be Liberia. The only place you get attraction, the only place everybody wants to gravitate towards, the place everybody wants to settle will be Monrovia. We have to change that. To do that, since national government under this whole unitary arrangement does not see the need to actually decentralize government's activities and decentralize development, I think a federal state in the future will be one of the best ideas. Because, look at the entire national budget. What is placed inside for development per county is around $200,000. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's $200,000 per county. That's what's placed for development purpose at the county level. That is too small. But you think if a county like Nimba that got all those companies operating, that got all those key businesses operating, you think if you have a superintendent elected, if you have a local government structure elected, like a local legislature, a local judiciary, and they decided that the money we raise here, their portion will go to national government, but the rest will remain here for development. Nima will go far. Basso will go far. But the system we have today is a system that says national government will can't look for the money yet, and national government will decide using their own discretion Like when I went to Rwanda, there was something I learned there. They say every year the guys focus on a region and they develop that region. It's unitary, but they have a system in place where they say this year we're looking towards enough. And almost 80% of our budget will be used for development in the north. So because of that, you can a village school in Rwanda is far better than our university. You can practically sleep on the floor of a village school in Rwanda because everywhere is somehow developed. They tell you say this school is in a village here, this place is a village. You'll not be in that village. The roads that lead there, everything that lead there is superb because the people channel the development by stages and by timing. We don't have that. We take all the money, we put it into one escrow account, and people there determine whether if they put buck of the money right amount and say right in Monserrato, and as soon as you drive 10 minutes out of Monserrato, you almost like in a doomsday, and it's terrible. That has to change. I hope the new mindset of people that will want to develop this country will have to start thinking how development can be situated at the local level. We need to start thinking that way. Thank you, Lofa.
Well, thank you, Togat. Thank you to my brother Pee Wee as well. I think it was a great conversation. Unfortunately, folks, we actually hit our time for the day. In conclusion, I just want to say everything stated here today is in the best interest of Liberian. If we can start to hold our leaders accountable and hopefully they can perform to expectation, we can provide good governance for our people, because it's unfortunate that a lot of the folks we hire to get these jobs done, they are not prepared. They're ill prepared, like the case of the current president, President Boykai, having to go back and carrying on individual projects, having to make donation. People are justifying his deals to say, okay, he donated to his foundation. The reason for which President Boykai was elected, okay, the slogan rescue, the expectation is that he would have been that person. He would have been that guy to come up and say, look, these are our strategies as to how we can transform Liberia, not to do it on these individual projects. When you have the ability, you are well capacitated to make sure that these budgetary allocations are made. If you can find out, if you can see that JFK is in dying need of all of these equipments or all of these things that you're donating through your foundation, how is it that you cannot see reason to advocate? How is it that you cannot see reason to lobby with the lawmakers and other people to make sure that budgetary allocations are made so that the hospitals can become well equipped? You are well capacitated. You're at the executive. You're the president. How is it that you don't see reason to have budgetary allocation made to develop our academic system, education, quality education for young people? Okay, early childhood education, which help you build your foundation, and then when you get to college level, all of these things they want to be seen as the ones who implement them just from an individual perspective. Your lawmakers are doing the same thing. All right. Your lawmakers are not looking at legislative projects. What they're focusing on are individual projects, which will allow the people to glorify them and say, hey, guess what? We did it individually. Today, your vice president, Jeremiah Cole, I heard he's erecting a 100-bedroom hospital. How is it that you're leaving the JFK that needs all of the attention, the Redemption Hospital, other major referral hospitals? You're not investing in it. When President Weah attempted to build the 14 Mediterranean Hospital, these were the same people who were complaining. They have the loudest mouth. They condemned the idea of having to build the 14 Mediterranean Hospital. Today, President Weah is taking part in pains to go and make donation to one of the biggest referral hospitals in the country. So all of these things just boil down to true understanding of leadership. When one understands their responsibility and have the will, the political will to implement, I think it will be a great day for Liberians and Liberia as a whole. But until then, until we can get those leaders who desire transformation and having it done innovatively, we don't stand a better chance to go anywhere other than where we find ourselves. But I think it was a great show, guys. Thanks for holding it down. I apologize. I had to keep going back and forth with the current issue here. You know, some of us got to be on the farm. But I want to close on this note, though. This is Calibo. He's actually in Liberia right now, guys. If you all can see, he's doing a great job out there. And I'm gonna play his. This is his commercial right here. Hopefully, if you guys can hear it, we're gonna play this shortly for him. Go ahead and support him. I think the 25th he's supposed to be butchering some of his pigs. So please go out there, Liberians, if you can. It's about $400 a pound. Kelly Boy is doing a great job in Liberia, guys. Let me play his commercial.
Liberian, it's your day. Are you ready to party with us? And of course, this is July 26th celebration. But you want that celebration 26 with our Kolake Farm, as we bring you a huge and favorable patriotic Liberian meat sales for the July 26th. We start up on the 25th, and we give you the opportunity to celebrate with your family and friends in Liberia. This is your perfect opportunity to be a part of the festival. Are you far from Liberia or you far from Monrovia? Well, no problem. We can do delivery for you as well. Kolake Farm is having the big meat sales for July 26th celebration. We have wholesale and retail sale. We sell 400 Liberian dollars per pound. People in the United States or other parts of the world definitely can be a part of this celebration and this patriotic sales for Liberian. You want to make your order right now? We will do delivery for you. That part you don't have to worry about. Let us live in harmony and celebrate each other. Most importantly, let us support our own. To put your order through, please feel free to contact us at 0776-024-419, 0772-867-363, and 077-047-0025. And if you want to contact us by WhatsApp, it's 267-366-9182. We will start up on July 25th and give you the opportunity to celebrate with your family and friends around the world. Kolake Farm is bringing home the world authentic organic meat for you and your family to celebrate the July 26th. Don't look back. Don't hold on. Don't wait any longer. Be a part of the festivity. Let us enjoy together. Kolake Farm. This is where you can get your meat sale. July 25th, we are slaughtering and we will give you the opportunity to be a part of it. Yes, call us up and we will be waiting to take your calls. Get with us and we will get you your meat for the celebration. Celebrate July 26th. Happy 26th, Liberians. Kolake Farm. We are out.
All right, folks, there you have it. That was it. That was the man, Kelly Bo. Kelly Bo is selling. He's doing big things in Liberia. Reach out to him. The numbers are out there. See how you can support the brother. Guys, I think we're good. Anything else? I think the guys back home can take it from here, right? We're good? All right. All right, Henry. Thank you, boss man.
Hello, Liberians. Hello, diaspora Liberians. It's July 26th celebration time. Oh, yeah. This is the event you've long been waiting for. Diaspora Liberians, get ready for a celebration like no other. The Liberian Independence Day extravaganza is here. Mark your calendar for this year's July 26 commemoration in Wolfsburg, Germany, as the European Federation of Liberian Associations, for short AFLA, presents a day full of pure blaze, from a star-studded meet and greet to a rare carpet event and on to a dazzling all-night web party and an all-Liberian case and cultural exchange, traditional food fair that will warm your heart. And let's not forget the epic sports showdown in soccer and kickball between Liberians and non-Liberian teams. But wait, there's more. Soul-stirring musical performances from trending Liberians and non-Liberian artists will light up the night. Join us for a day you will never forget. And please don't miss out. And don't forget the keynote speech by Senator Amara Conan, a distinguished Liberian figure. This event attracts Liberian and well-wishers from all around the world for a memorable celebration. Book your hotels, tickets, and souvenirs now before it's too late. VIP ticket, a table of 4 persons is 300 euros. The easy table or the VVIP, a table of 2 persons is for 300 euros, while the ordinary or the regular ticket is for just 50 euros. Be a part of an unforgettable experience at AFLA's celebration of the 26th. We see you there, and please bring somebody. Don't enjoy this unique occasion all alone. President Francis Mensah say, see you there, and he's joining you to celebrate the 26th.
Your family members abroad need to send you money? Worry no more. Henceforth, receive your international money transfers from Europe, USA, and South Africa, made via Western Union, MoneyGram, and many more, directly into your Orange Money account. At Orange Money, we are family.
Orange Money.
She got my tea, give me a cocoa. Ain't nobody touching you, wanna try it, it touching you. Everybody crushing you, but I'm wanting to marry you. I know carry another, you know say I be complete, man, yeah. Now your matter, it's for my mind inside, yeah. Now me water, baby give me something nice, yeah. Carry a matter, girl I love your body, yeah. Look at my big baby, they want my so nice and her skin so clean. She call it my love like a sweet sister. Over and over, she can do my thing, yeah. She's so in love with me, it's a blessing that I found a queen. And she doesn't care if I'm poor or rich, I give her my love to eternity. Oh no, 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 girl, I promise I will be there for you. Oh,